Black coffee, I'm in trouble. Black coffee, I see trouble. Man, I'm not gonna get home. Black coffee, I'm so dizzy. Black coffee, please get busy. Oh, help me to get home. Black coffee, I'm in trouble. I'm so dizzy. Please get busy. Man, I'm not gonna get home. Black coffee, I'm in trouble. I'm so dizzy.
Hello and welcome inside Leominster TV Studio A. This is 20 games for 20 years. I'm Todd Robbins. The 2018 season represents the 20th year of Leominster High School athletics being broadcast consistently to a television audience, initially through Cablevision Channel 36, which was transmitted from the Media Center at Leominster High, beginning with the football season in 1999. Channel 36 would eventually join Channel 29 and a host of other numerals in what has since 2001 been known as Leominster Access Television, or today's Leominster TV. Much like I myself have aged since first taking the play-by-play mic as a 14-year-old freshman in 1999, so too has the personnel, technology, and even the branding of our broadcast coverage. From LHS TV 36 to BDSN, the Blue Devil Sports Network, or Blue Devil Sports Night, to LATV's Action Sports, to LHS Football on Leominster TV. No matter what we've called it, our mission has been the same. Serve our community by bringing top quality coverage of Leominster High School athletics into viewers' homes, especially those populations that so desperately want to take part and for one reason or another cannot make it to the game. Perhaps it's to celebrate with the players, parents, coaches, fans, and boosters of the blue and white, so they can relive it all throughout their careers and now for so many in the years that have followed, as their kids, grandkids, and great-grandchildren become part of the tapestry that is this community's historic athletic tradition. They can use this coverage to weave their and our shared history together. Over the next 20 episodes, we will celebrate our 20 seasons of television coverage by breathing new life into the games that live in our archives, beginning as it did 20 years ago with LHS football. As through the magic of digital technology, we bring you 20 games for 20 years. It is in that spirit that we bring you this game from Doyle Field in the year 2016. Labeled with the brand of our partnership with the K-Zone, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM, shot direct to digital by our director and videographer Bradley Bedard, and preserved in our archive. Remastered by our archivist Jack Selly, we bring you this game with the original play-by-play call of our current broadcast team of Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and myself. 20 games for 20 years presents this instant classic from 2016, the Blue Devils against the Rams of Shepherd Hill Regional High School.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Doyle Field.
Back to historic Doyle Field on the K-Zone and Leominster TV tonight alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins. I am Todd Robbins. Happy to have you along with us at historic Doyle Field. Shepherd Hill and Leominster coming up in mere moments. Great start to tonight. A sad note, but a nice ceremony here in the stadium. A moment of silence for Ralph Jakes. Lost this week, lost a courageous battle with cancer. Key to the semi-pro community and the Leominster football community in general. Had an opportunity to work with Ralph both when he was coaching the Commonwealth Cavalry and later the Leominster Razorbacks. And real fine guy, fine gentleman, a football coach's football coach. Sad loss to the community here at historic Doyle Field. Great honor tonight for one and all. Bill Thomas.
A proud supporter of Leominster High School football with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and over 25 years of experience. Make Troy Hebert your first choice for your home construction, remodeling, and damage repair needs. Find Troy Hebert online at HebertConstruction.com and line up your free estimate. Now with the call of the game, the voice of the Blue Devils, Todd Robbins.
Mike Foster with the kick, coming right to left toward the near sideline, rolling along the numbers. It continues to roll along the right sideline. There's a battle for the ball, and it ends up out of bounds. So flag down on the play for a kick out of bounds. It is Shepherd Hill football.
Yeah, I wonder if the ball was touched by a Shepherd Hill player because they're placing the ball on the 16-yard line. Looks like there had to have been a touch there.
They must have touched it before it went out of bounds.
Fortunate for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, lost it over here on the near side, but it's a 1st and 10 for Shepherd Hill. Their own 16-yard line going left to right here in quarter number one. Ryan Wong Lee, the quarterback under center. Snap, handoff goes to the first man through. That was Josh Gelb. This is going to be that whole left, right, center running back scenario in this double wing offense. 3 backs in the backfield. Crucial to find out who gets the football right off the start.
Yeah, you know, we've heard a lot about Kevin Mensah, but it's not just Kevin Mensah back there. They got to worry about Brendan McKeon. Had a couple of TDs, 1 rushing and 1 receiving last week, and we know the quarterback's accurate, so we'll have to watch everybody.
Whistles and flags kill the play.
Ryan Wong Lee with 4 TD passes last week, 3 of them to Kevin Mensah. I'm guessing probably of the swing pass variety, but we'll have to watch for that out of the backfield. But we know that's going to be one of the favorite connections. We'll be calling Kevin Mensah's number a lot tonight.
Offsides marked against the Blue Devils. 5-yard tacked on to the original 4-yard run on 1st down, and that's 9 yards for the Rams at this juncture. 2nd down and a yard to go. Ball located their own 25-yard line at right hash. Official still standing over the ball, waiting for the ready to play. Now the umpire will back off. Under center goes the quarterback, Ryan Wong Lee. The snap and the sweep pitch goes on the inside. Carry looked like that time may have been the first for Kevin Mensah, but he was swallowed up quickly on the play. 9 on that carry for the Rams, was Zach Magdis.
Be a lot of mixing and matching tonight by the Shepherd Hill Rams, but I fully expect Kevin Mensah to get involved in this game before too long. All the trouble they've had trying to get him on the field, and he's not out there just to draw attention.
1st down nonetheless for the Rams, and on 1st down, Kevin Mensah does get his first touch. He'll cut from the right side of the formation to the left, cross the 35-yard line, and be dragged down around the 38. Gain of about 5, make it 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and 4 to go.
That's a formation that we're kind of familiar with from a couple years ago. That's very similar to that rocket formation, that quick hitter from one of the in-close running backs, that time Kevin Mensah. Moves the ball up about a 6-yard, 7-yard carry. He's going to make it 2nd and 3.
Just about a minute into this one. 9-10 play here in quarter number 1. No score, Shepherd Hill and Leominster. Blue Devils won the coin toss, deferred to the 2nd half. And here's the snap, and back to pass Wong Lee. Look downfield, now has to bring the ball down, and he is sacked. Closing speed from the backside, maybe a short loss on the play. They actually mark him forward just slightly on the play. Give him a gain of about a yard, 3rd and a yard and a half. Rams need to advance the football to their own 41.5-yard line for a 1st down.
First big test here for the Blue Devils defense.
3rd down and a yard and a half, and under center Wong Lee in the double wing. The snap and the sweep pitch goes to the inside. It's Gelb, goes right to left in the formation, comes straight up the A gap, falls across the 40-yard line to about the 41, and it looks like they are already marking it. The chain's moving. Yes, it is. A first down for Shepherd Hill at their own 42-yard line at left hash.
Once again, that bunch offense that we like to refer to, what we saw quite frequently last year and prior years, that rocket offense where the running backs are just so close, a little bit of deception off the snap, and you just got to watch who's going to end up with the ball. There's 3 options out of that.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line at left hash. Wong Lee under center the snap, puts it in the hands of Mensa, who comes from left to right across the formation, turns the right corner, and forward he goes.
Wow.
45 midfield and dragged down at the 49-yard line.
He's got some wheels.
He does
indeed.
Yeah,
Got some wheels.
2 steps, and he's running full speed, and he's got that slashing style we can see already. If he gets out in the open field, going to be very difficult to bring down one-on-one.
I know that we had some technical difficulties during the pregame, but Kevin Mensa, pretty controversial player so far in the early going for the Shepherd Hill Rams. Todd, I know that you'll be talking about it throughout the game.
Second and a yard, and Wong Lee's back to pass with some time. Floats down the left side of the field. Battle with Mensa and Travis Storm. Hand checking all the way down the field. And no flags are out. Pass will fall incomplete. It was mutual admiration as they were both hand checking all the way down the field. Can't flag either one on the play.
Yeah, and it's nice to see the officials let him play in a little bit here, especially in the early going. But once again, we'll be calling Kevin Mensa's number a lot. He had 3 touchdown pass receptions last week, and we hear about what a great running back he is. And we're thinking on the ground running back, but they got to get the ball in his hands any way they can and then let him do the rest.
Third and about a yard, full backfield with the double wing. Under center goes Wong Lee. Hard count, and there was a jump on the left side of the line, and it is a false start going against the Rams. Looked like the left tackle, Cam Murphy, stepped back first before the contact. That'll cost him 5 yards, and it'll be 3rd down and long.
Once again, another test here for the Blue Devils defense. Kind of in that iffy field position, not quite midfield, and I'm not really sure this is 4 down territory early on, especially if Blue Devils can hold him here.
Now, Billy, you do remember last year, Coach Lindstrom had his team going for it on their own 20 on 4th. So.
3rd down and 7 to go. The snap, there was a sweet pitch on the inside. It appeared to be Gelb. There's pushing and shoving right along the midfield line. Down he goes on the play. Make that Magdis on the carry.
This looks like 4 down territory right here. It's going to bring up 4th and short. About a yard to go, and I don't see any changes other than one running back coming in. Looks like Brendan McKeon, who we'll probably hear a lot about him. He had his own game last week, a couple of TDs. So a lot of options for the Shepherd Hill Rams right here.
4th and about a yard to go. Ball spot. The Blue Devil 49-yard line. A step inside of right hash. Left to right go the Rams. Trying to reset the sticks for the 2nd time on this first drive. Hard count from Wong Lee multiple times over. Still hard counting. And now here's the snap. End around handoff. Went to the wing. 21 on the carry. Brendan McKeon. He'll turn left corner and forward he goes. Across the Blue Devil 48, 47 and dragged down at the 46-yard line after a gain of 3. And that is another Ram first down.
Yeah, McKeon coming in on that substitution and knew he was going to get the ball coming in with a play and probably knowing ahead of time, get ready because we're going to use you sweeping left and successful for enough yardage to move the sticks.
You know, you got a lot of running backs when my entire stat sheet is already full of them.
On 1st down and 10, here's the snap, and Gelb gets the handoff on the inside. Forward into the center of the pack he goes, pulled down by Dylan Tanner across the Blue Devil 40 and down around the 37-yard line. Gain of about another 8 or 9, about a yard and a half to go.
11th play of the drive coming up for the Shepherd Hill Rams. Already on this offensive drive, which started with 10 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the first. They have 3 first downs already.
Chewing up yardage on the ground, much like Coach talked about in his coach's corner. Going to have to stop the rush, the most prolific rushing team in Central Mass.
Halfway through quarter 1, here's Wong Lee in a gun. Back to pass and throws. Looks for the slant to his right and through the hands and incomplete. The intended receiver was Zach Magdis.
If they can keep the Shepherd Hill offense honest, if they can try to contain that pass, which right now the Shepherd Hill Rams 0 of 2 passing for Wong Lee. If they can contain that passing game and make them a little bit more one-dimensional, even though they're using a ton of backs in that backfield, it might help the Blue Devil defense out just a little bit.
3rd down, a yard to go. The snap, the sweet pitch coming left to right in the formation in the hands of Mensa. Turns right corner across the 35 and dragged down around the 33-yard line, and that's yet another Ram first down.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be too many instances where you're going to stop him for no gain. You're getting that 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Pretty much guarantee on him getting his number called, but he's going to draw attention no matter what, and that's the kind of player Kevin Mensah is.
14th play of the drive coming up for the Shepherd Hill Rams. And again, they have had 6 different backs. Well, if you include the quarterback as a keeper, but 6 different people run that ball.
And Wong Lee is under center in the double wing again. Here's the snap, spins, handoff this time in the hands of Gelb, who came left to right in the formation. Forward into the A gap he went, across the 30-yard line and dragged down at the 28. Gain of about 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7 to go. 4.5 minutes to play here in quarter 1. No score, Leominster and Shepherd Hill. The Rams have controlled the football for the entirety of this first quarter of play. Nobody else has had an offensive possession, and it's been all ground and pound thus far.
Yeah, and we're going to have to start singling out some of the Blue Devils' defensive players, especially the front 7. Isaac Phillips in there to bring him down. But the coach talked about it's going to be man on man. Got to watch your blocks and pick out the ball carrier.
Shotguns with 3 backs, and now the snap. Handoff to the motion man from the slot. It was Mensah off the left corner of the formation, across the 30 and dragged down around the 25, maybe the 24-yard line of the Blue Devils. Short of the first by about 3 yards. 3rd down, maybe 2 to go.
Once again, look like Isaac Phillips following the play over there from the offside where he usually lines up with some help by Engel Nunez over there, I believe, off his defensive end side of the field. But once again, Mensah chewing up some yards, bringing up, I think this is the 4th, 3rd and short, or possibly 4th and short when they had that 1 yard to go. But great 3rd down position.
Here's Wong Lee under center. 1 deep back in the formation and a couple of wings on the right side. Wong Lee takes the snap, spin move, keeps it himself, plunges into about the B gap of the formation, and looks like he's at around the 21-yard line. Enough for another Ram 1st down.
Looked like Zachary Jaldudas coming up there putting the pop on Wong Lee, but once again, sticks moved, not before he had enough yardage to gain that 1st down.
Checking the time and temperature. Sorry, Kate, brought to you by North End Subaru, proud member of the Colonial Automotive Group. North End Subaru, proud to be a Subaru President's Club Award winner and stellar performer dealer. Online at northendsubaru.com. 46 degrees and 12 minutes past 7 on this Friday, October the 14th, week 6 of action. Leominster and Shepherd Hill here on the K-Zone. The snap, Mensah gets the handoff. Mensah's got a wide open field on the left side. He's in the end zone with 4 Blue Devils on his heels, but it doesn't matter. That's a Ram touchdown. 2:40 to play here in the first quarter. Shepherd Hill draws first blood. They lead 6-zip.
And the simple analysis of that drive is Shepherd Hill made it look easy. They needed the yards. They got them. I don't believe they had any place for negative yardage. 2 incomplete passes were the only shortcomings of that drive, but they still got it down the field.
Billy, you are absolutely right. That 21-yard touchdown run by Kevin Mensah makes it a 17-play drive, no negative yardage.
Jacob Tondel does all of the kicking duties for the Rams. Here's the snap, ball down. Tondel puts a foot into it and rams it up onto the upper field hill. Team's coming back up the field. 2:40 to play in the first quarter with the score. Shepherd Hill 7 and Leominster nothing. More to come. You're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, WPKZ. Bonus coverage for our viewers on Leominster TV tonight. Todd Robbins with Bill Thomas and Kate Meyer. First opportunity to say hello to you. And there it was. There was that first bust of the night.
There's that writing the wrong date on the check.
Go for that. That's Kate Robbins still. We got to get rid of those last names. I don't think I'm going to be able to handle this throughout
Todd
tonight.
Todd and Kate.
Woo, man, I got to start hosting the pregame show again because the first quarter is such a wreck.
Oh, well, I got to tell you what was a wreck. 8 minutes and 20 seconds of possession right there, and see if the Blue Devils can bounce back.
Back to historic Doyle Field. Todd Robbins with Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins. Happy to have you along with us. If you were here on the bonus coverage, remember when radio steps away, television continues along with us. For bonus coverage, you can catch that on the replays as well on Leominster TV throughout the week and weekend. Tondel with the ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our left. On the approach, kick is away, end over end it goes. As we welcome you back on the K-Zone, Adam Couch muffs that one back into the end zone, and that is a safety. Safety, as that ball was outside of the end zone. Couch carried it back into the end zone with him as he was bobbling it, and then he got touched down in the end zone. That's 2 points.
I think what we saw there was player inexperience, Todd. He muffed that. I think he still could have downed that in the end zone. He didn't have control. but he tried to fight his way out of the end zone without taking a knee. Not sure if he actually knew what his options were there, and I'm not really sure if I know what his options are. Maybe you can clarify that, Todd, but something that gets muffed outside the end zone with no control, can they still down it as a touchback?
As long as they've made contact with the ball, I'm going to assume the answer is yes, it is. And so not only do the Rams now have a 9-0 lead with 2:33 to play in the first quarter, they're also getting the football back with an incredibly short field free kick coming up from the Blue Devils to the Rams.
Maybe we can ask Kenny over our timer at the bell what the call would be there if he still could have downed that in the end zone for a touchback. Touching it but not having control of it in the field of play. But definitely some inexperience here. And I got to add, great job by Shepherd Hill, directional kicking. Majority of their kickoff team was lined up inside the hash marks to the left side of the field. That's where they kicked it, and it worked to perfection for them.
Officials standing right on that Blue Devil at midfield. Coach Palazzi standing at the near hash and continuing the conversation. They still haven't
I'm not
position.
sure.
Now here come the other two members of this 5-man crew, and Coach Palazzi, he's willing to help out if they'll let him stay in the conversation. But now the officials gathering together.
It's a great angle on LTV. Well done on that.
Yeah.
They said thanks, Coach, but no thanks.
Yeah, he's all set. So the huddle of zebras continue here. It appears to be a Republican National Convention as they continue their conversation. Now they're looking for somebody to talk to. Stripes are going everywhere. They're coming over to the near side to talk to Coach Palazzi. 3 officials going to the far side to talk to Coach Chris Lindstrom. And if I
wouldn't want to be the bearer of bad news on either side.
No, because somebody's not going to be happy. And the conversation ensues.
Who's not happy?
I think it's Blue Devils football. They're going to give him a touchback. It looks like that's what's going to happen here for whatever reason, without an explanation from the field. I think that's what we're going to get.
They are. So pull that safety down off the board. No earthly idea what was actually going on out on the field. 2:33 to play in the first quarter. 7-0 is the lead for Shepherd Hill. Take a safety off the board. Officials a little overzealous on the safety call, apparently. And it will be Blue Devil football. First down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Odd.
Everybody's having a rough
few
night,
minutes. Maybe they should have hosted the pregame.
Well, you never know what you're going to see. But one thing we are seeing is the Blue Devils offense out there.
First and 10 for the Blue Devils. Pat Gallagher at the quarterback spot. Bobbled snap low. Fields it up. Gets the screen pass. Swung out and complete in the hands of Noah Gray. And Gray stumbled forward maybe to get the ball back to the line for no gain, or at least to tamp down the loss. It'll only be a loss of 1 instead of more. Second down, maybe 12 to go.
Make that loss of 3.
Yeah, they just keep moving
back.
Over on the far side.
A little miscommunication there off the snap and turned into a ground ball back to Pat Gallagher. Luckily, he was able to corral that and without going down to his knee, and at least get a pass off over in the wing to Noah Gray for a 2-yard loss.
Blue Devils back to the 18-yard line, their own, going right to left. Gallagher in the gun. Scans the line with Couch in the backfield. Back to pass, goes screen pass out to the right. Complete, fielded at waist level in the hands of Travis Storm. Storm gets ahead of steam, crosses the 25, and he's dragged down around the 26.5-yard line. Gain of about 7 on the play. It'll be third down, and it looks like about 4 to go.
Nice little curl route there from the wing position to Travis Storm. Picked up about 6 yards. About 9 yards. Nice little pickup.
Third down, 3 to go. Ball located at the Blue Devil 27-yard line at right hash. Gallagher in the gun on this first, we'll call it rather awkward possession for the Blue Devils. Couch will split out, slot to the left of the formation. Gallagher on third down, the snap. Delay fake, keeps it himself. Forward he goes, bounces off the first hit. Football is loose around the 30-yard line. There's a battle at the bottom of the pack. He was in the neighborhood of a Blue Devil first down. And does Leominster have the football becomes the question. They unpile, and Gallagher hands the football to the umpire. So it'll go as a gain of about 2, and it'll be 4th and about 1 yard to go.
Had that first down gained, and when he had the ball pop out, went backwards about 2 yards, ends up a little under 1 yard short of the 30-yard line, but fortunate enough to get back on that ball.
Coach Palazzi talks to Gallagher and sends him back on his way in the huddle. Blue Devils wearing the home royal blues, tops and bottoms, trimmed in white and pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The white helmets with the single royal blue stripe up the center. An I formation behind Gallagher on 4th down and short. Gallagher the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Forward he goes into the pile. He got a little push from behind by Anthony Dandini and across the 30-yard line and dragged down at the 32. That's a Blue Devil first down.
When you don't give Dandini the ball, he just picks the player up and carries them forward. Come popping right out of that pile. Looked like it was going to be stopped for no gain.
Neither of you made an emotional response. Never mind.
Kate will get back to that. There goes one quarter. I can only hope the broadcast gets better from here. Second quarter of action when we come back. Shepherd Hill 7 and Leominster nothing. More to come. You're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, WPKZ. Bonus coverage for our viewers on Leominster TV tonight. Todd, Billy, Kate, happy to be along with you as well. Great job by our volunteer staff on Leominster TV tonight, getting us a look at the pictures here at historic Doyle Field. Full moon out over Doyle Field tonight. And in case you haven't noticed, on the field, in the box, everywhere else, except on Leominster TV, it's looked like it.
And I tell you, great shots we have here tonight. We've been struggling without a monitor, but kudos to LATV for bringing us a brand new monitor, nice crisp shot, so we can call all the action.
30 lashes, you put the A in.
Oh, LTV?
LTV.
LVTV?
Or Leominster TV.
All right, sorry. Yeah, animal rights activist for something's going to get me.
WWF.
Yeah. I don't know what the A stands for, but all right. So we each got one check mark against us.
Oh, boy.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils, that we know.
Yes, indeed. Teams change ends. They're going right to left on Leominster TV, and back to pass goes Gallagher. Downfield he throws. Long and incomplete, intended for Travis Storm, as we welcome you back here on the K-Zone. Second quarter action, left to right go the Blue Devils on your radio dials, or right to left for those of you joining us on Leominster TV.
Kate, before we broke for the quarter, you were about to make a point?
I was a little surprised. You guys didn't really have an emotional response on 4th and short at their own 29. I was a little bit nervous. You're not nervous at all?
No, not at all.
Oh, God.
No, it's still
I haven't
early
had
in the game.
to notice to be nervous
Yeah,
at
we
this
know.
juncture.
I'm
I gotta be
confident.
honest.
I'm confident at this point.
2nd down and 10 to go in a gun. 3 receivers split out to the short side right, a single receiver wide out to the left, and Gallagher in the gun. Here's the snap. Gives it to Couch. Little trouble with the exchange. Couch hit, stumbles, and kind of falls forward across the 30. Should go as no gain, maybe a short loss on the play. It'll be 3rd and long nonetheless for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, not a lot of running room out here. You know, I'm looking up and down the line here for the Shepherd Hill Rams. They got some big boys there along the front 4, you know, from end to end. Some good-sized linebackers. You know, I see Menser out there in the middle as a middle safety, free safety, I guess you could call him.
68, Alec Lindstrom is probably the one that stands out the most. The senior got to be at least 6'2" or more and carrying at least a heavy 250 with him as he will lay quite the whack on you.
Have you seen Coach Lindstrom? he's no joke either.
And a timeout on the field taken by the Rams. 10:42 to play in the second quarter. They hold the 7-0 lead with a long sustained first drive. The Blue Devils' first offensive drive here. They reset the sticks once, but other than that, not much, and only touched the ball for maybe a couple of minutes worth of game time in that first quarter of action as the Rams really turned this into a 3-quarter football game for the Blue Devils. Exhausting, Kate, that first quarter of action.
Yeah, you talk about game time of possession, an 8-minute drive did the Shepherd Hill Rams have. The Blue Devils, 2 minutes and 33 seconds of game clock. They were able to run 4 offensive plays in the first quarter. Again, Shepherd Hill 17-play drive for that touchdown, and as we know, majority of the time spent on the ground, that's going to chew up quite a bit of clock.
Yeah, and it's a double-edged sword because not only does your offense not have an opportunity to score, but your defense out there for 17 plays, that's going to wear that side of the equation down quite quickly.
Coming out of the Shepherd Hill timeout for the Blue Devils. 3rd down, 10 to go. Their own 32. Needs to move it to their own 42 for a first down as they go left to right here on the K-Zone. Out of a gun, it's Gallagher. Back to pass on 3 steps. Sets, looks to his left and throws. Pass is complete. Slot receiver out there is Alan Link. He's got a Blue Devil first down across the 45. Tried to reverse angle, kind of going back downfield, and just got taken down with enough yardage for a first down at the Blue Devil 45-yard line. Nice pitch and catch on a little comeback route.
almost curled back there out of that first down position. I had it on the catch, but fighting for those yards. I don't know if somebody was yelling at him to get down or he just decided I've had enough and saw the sticks running towards the side where the sticks are. Fortunately, he knew where he had to get down at.
Gallagher to Link for 13 yards is a 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Their 3rd set of downs on the drive, their own 45 at left hash. I formation, Dandini with Couch dotting. Gallagher under center the snap. Handoff for Dandini, snuffed out immediately by that front 4 for the Rams. Orlando Loggins, Mateo Balsito, Alec Lindstrom, and Eddie Smith all combining to close down that Blue Devil offensive line. There were no gaps for Dandini, and down he went.
Yeah, and let's add in a couple of 3 linebackers in there, plus looks like Mentz is freelancing from his safety/cornerback position, showing blitz, and that turned into a run blitz if that's really an accurate description of a blitz that runs into a running play. I don't know if that's the way you would diagram it, but win for no gain.
2nd and 11, back to the Blue Devil 44 at left hash. Gallagher's in a gun, trips to the right of the formation. Single receiver is linked to the left. Back to pass throws with some time. Pass complete as it swung out to the near side screen in the hands of Dominic Fusco. Forward he goes across the 45 and dragged down around the 47-yard line. Gets back what was lost +2. Called it a gain of 3. 3rd down and 8 to go.
Yeah, slow developing play there, and close to having a block in the back out here called on Noah Gray, also trying to help out on the play, but going to come up with, put him in a big 3rd down situation here, 3rd and long.
Our hardworking player spotlight is brought to you by Workers Credit Union, home of the $3 million give back program. The more you bank, the more you get back. Check them out on the web at WCU.com. Workers Credit Union, doing what's right for you. Bill Thomas, our hardworking player spotlight of this first half.
Well, I don't want to talk about him too much, but I'm pretty impressed with Kevin Mentzer up to this point.
No doubt about that. 3rd and 8 and in the gun. 4 receivers set. Gallagher asks for the ball. He's back to pass. All-out blitz coming. Hangs in there and throws to nobody in particular. That pass will fall incomplete. Everybody was streaking down the field, and Gallagher had 4 or 5 players wearing white jerseys in his face, and he just said, I don't want this anymore. You take it, and throws the ball incomplete.
Yeah, and I think the Shepherd Hill Rams showed their strength up front, only rushing 4 players, and 6 players staying back trying to protect Gallagher, but to no avail, just pushed right back into his face.
Coach Palazzi picks Gallagher up off the turf, and Gallagher looks frustrated, a little bit dejected as he comes to the near side of the field. Week 2 slump for him in his 2nd start. At least on that first drive, he appears a little frustrated with his performance. 8:27 to play in the 2nd quarter. 7-0 is the Shepherd Hill lead. Whistles kill the play as Coach Palazzi asked for a timeout right around when Dandini had asked for the football to punt. And Coach Palazzi is going to bring everybody over to the near side. It's a 4th down and 8 to go. Blue Devils need to move the football from their own 47-yard line to the Ram 45 for a 1st down. Coach Palazzi could be considering maybe trying something here because he's in the center of the field. And it does look like here comes the offense back out on the field.
Pulling the offense from off the sideline here, and at least going to send him out there. We'll have to see. Alan Link a little late to the party, not expecting this. And quite frankly, I'm not expecting this either.
You guys expected it 4th and short on their own 29, and now that we're at midfield, you guys are a little weary.
4th and 8, no matter where it is a difficult situation. I expect them with Dandini in the backfield and other options to be able to get a yard or 2. 8, we'll have to see.
One of the nice things about seeing both of these coaching staffs, they're both fairly aggressive play callers. That's for darn sure.
If anything, maybe trying to pull 5 yards out of this, and then maybe put them up in a opportunistic 4th down situation.
Here they come, 4th down and 8. Their own 47. They need the Ram 45 for the 1st. Left to right on the K-zone go the Blue Devils. 4 receivers set, 2 on either side. Gallagher with Couch. Back to pass goes Gallagher. Got some time, hangs in there and throws through the hands of the defender, the linebacker, Jack Heatherman, was out in coverage on Link. Pass falls incomplete. Turnover on downs. Sweet field position for the Rams. 1st and 10 at the Blue Devils 47. Going right to left on your radio dials or left to right for those of you joining us on Leominster TV.
Yeah, Rams playing a little over-under zone defense over here, and good job by Heatherton to get his hands up in that passing lane and tip the ball incomplete.
We'll call that a frustrating first drive for the Blue Devils. 3 sets of downs, 3 and out on the last set, and not much movement. They didn't go very far having 3 sets of downs.
No, if anything, kept some of the defense off the field for a while, catch their breath. About 5 minutes of possession there, but we'll have to see if the Blue Devils can stiffen on defense here.
1st and 10 Rams at the Blue Devil 47 in the double wing. Snap. Gelb gets the handoff from Wong Lee. Forward, straight up the center of the formation he goes. 45-40 and dragged down at the 37-yard line in the neighborhood of another Ram first down. Maybe, if shy, just by inches.
Zachary Del Judas there, tracking him down from the backside.
Or close enough, says the official, and it'll be a first down.
They already had it flipped over to second down on the yard marker over there, but let's move him.
First down and 10 go the Rams. Now at the Blue Devil 36-yard line at left hash. Going right to left, Rams wearing the road white and gold. White tops, gold bottoms, trimmed in maroon. Gold helmets with the maroon face masks. Wong Lee under center, the snap. Flips the pitch to Zach Magdis, coming right to left. He'll turn the left corner of the formation, cross the 35, and drag down at the 32-yard line. Goes for a gain of 6, maybe 7. It'll be second down and 4 to go.
Mike Quillis and Noah Gray out there on the tackle, but solid 6 yards on that first down play. Good job there keeping the legs moving, and ended up with a 6-yard gain.
Long change there, substitution going out. Magdis out into the formation comes Caden Kunkel. Kunkel at the fullback spot, straight behind the quarterback Wong Lee, the 2 wings, Kevin Mensah, Josh Gelb. Gelb comes in motion and gets the handoff at the snap. Turns the left corner with some room. Bounces it to the outside. Make that McKeon as he goes down the left sideline across the 15 and out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Should be a first down and goal to go for the Rams just inside the Blue Devil 10.
Got great speed there. Burst of speed by McKeon. The only thing stopping him from gaining the end zone was Anthony Dandini. Tracked him down on the sideline. But great burst of speed out of that in-bunch formation. And right now, the Blue Devils have no answer for that.
McKeon's gain of 20, first and goal to go for the Rams, the Blue Devil 10 at left hash. Wong Lee under center, snap, sweet pitch for Kevin Mensah. Dancing, now cuts back against the grain, and into the hole he goes. Forward for 5 yards, maybe across the 5 to the 4-yard line. Give him 6 on that play. Second and goal from the Blue Devil 4-yard line.
No, I'm not sure we've seen a play change direction the way Kevin Mensah is here, but very quick.
And here we go again. Second and goal. This time Gelb gets the call. Turns the left corner back across the 5-yard line and dragged down at about the 3. Gains a yard. Third and goal at the Blue Devil 3-yard line. And Caden Kunkel's coming out of the game. He lost his helmet on the play, so he'll have to sit for 1 down.
Ryan Wong Lee over to the sideline, getting this third down play.
And back into the huddle he goes. 6:30 and counting to play here in the second quarter. 7-0 Rams lead, and knocking on the doorstep again. Find themselves at the Blue Devil 2-yard line. Third and goal to go at the Blue Devil 2 at left hash. Right to left they go on the K-zone. Deep I formation there, and all the way back is Zach Magdis. And now under center, here's the snap. They fake the handoff, and Wong Lee keeps it himself. Keeps his legs churning, reaching forward. Did he obtain the goal line? He did. It's a Ram touchdown. And you can feel the air on this night with a full moon sucked right out of historic Doyle Field.
Yeah, good job there offensively by Wong Lee, using Mensah in that deep eye as a decoy, faking the pitch, but then just turning it right up to the center of that line, following his big boys right into the end zone.
Jacob Tondel does the place kicking for the Rams. Mike Sullivan does the holding. Snap, ball down. Tondel puts a foot into it, but it was blocked. Defenders got their hands up. It was a low-flying extra point, and they got swatted down. Teams coming back up the field. 6:06 to play in the second quarter with the score. Shepherd Hill 13 and Leominster nothing. More to come. You're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, WPKZ. Bonus coverage for our viewers on Leominster TV. So happy to have you along with us. Great night tonight at historic Doyle Field weather-wise, but not such a great night through a quarter and a half here at historic Doyle Field. Been a bit of a disaster for Leominster. Bill Thomas, they're getting manhandled on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, well, that vaulted rushing attack by the Shepherd Hill Rams coming in very heralded, and even before Kevin Mensah joined them, they had a great rushing attack, but he just adds to it, and it's on full display tonight.
Back to historic Doyle Field on the K-Zone. Todd Robbins with Bill Thomas and Kate Meyer. Ball on the T40-yard line at our right. 6:06 to play in the second quarter and a 13-0 Shepherd Hill lead on the Blue Devils right now. Jacob Tondel does the kicking. Just had an extra point blocked. We'll see how he recovers off of this one. Down deep, Blue Devils have 3 men set to return. It's Couch with Travis Storm and Anthony Dandini in a triumvirate standing around the 10-yard line. Tondel taking a good look at what he's about to do. Drops the arm and on the approach. End over end it will go. And Travis Storm will return basket style from his own 5-yard line. Straight up the center of the field. He's got 20, 25, go 30. Dragged down there around the 33-yard line. Storm thought he might break that one, but got a nice return. Got the Blue Devils some solid field position. 1st and 10, their own 32-yard line. Going left to right or right to left for those of you joining us on Leominster TV.
Good job by Storm right up the middle. Going back to that block PAT. Didn't get a chance to look at the replay, but I'm going to guess Lucas Lashua got his hand up there along with Isaac Phillips on that side of the defensive line. So let's give those guys some credit. If not those, guys working that side of the line did a good job to block that extra point.
1st and 10, Blue Devils, their own 33-yard line, center of the field. It's an I formation behind Gallagher. Dandini the down man, Couch dots. Here's the snap and the give for Dandini. Into the A gap he goes, battles his way to the 35-yard line. It'll go for a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. We mentioned Couch dotting the I there on that formation. Angel Colina out after that injury late in the game last week, and it does not look good. Long-term prognosis. Knee injury, not likely to see him in the coming weeks.
Yeah, you know, he's not dressed tonight along with Matt Price. We've missed him. I think this is the 4th week in a row now, but sorely missed because we saw what Kalina brings to the offense last week.
A huddle over here on the near side with the Blue Devils defense as they are trying to get a plan together for how they're going to stop the Rams' running attack. Meanwhile, 2nd down and 8. Gallagher's under center. Faked the handoff to Dandini. Gave it to Travis Storm dotting the I. Storm bounced it out to the left side. He's got 45 in midfield. Out to the left sideline and angled out of bounds across the Ram 40 at the 39-yard line. And a little spark from a Blue Devil running back. Travis Storm dots the I and now is calling for a substitution as he's going to come to the near sideline.
Little used running back, a wide receiver over there for the most part, but might be the longest play from scrimmage he's ran. Looks a little winded over here and takes himself out of the ball game here for a play.
26-yard gain officially.
1st down and 10 to go for the Blue Devils, and a great run, and you can hear the frustration bubbling over here on the near side as the Blue Devils defense trying to get a little momentum going here. Now 1st down and 10 for the Blue Devils offense back on the field, and Couch gets the carry this time from Gallagher. He's hit behind the line, loss of 2, 2nd down and 12 to go.
Bailey Springer, another one of those big boys up front, breaking through, stopping Couch for about a 2-yard loss.
I love the passion over here on the near side with the Blue Devils defense having a meeting. And finally, the outspoken Lucas Lashua spoke up here on the near side and said, let's go as a defense. We've got to make a stop and give our offense a chance here as they've just been getting blown up at the line.
Well, I think he had that hand up on that PAT over there on his side of the defensive line. So maybe that's what it's going to take, a small play like that to light a fire under him.
2nd down, 12 to go. Gray steps back. Fusco checks on the line. Gray into motion. Goes right to left, now checks back to the right. Gallagher back to pass. Throws in, complete for Dandini across the 30-yard line. Go 25-20, inside the 15 and dragged down around the 12-yard line. Pretty pitching catch. Another little angled route there, finding Dandini, and a nice strike thrown there by Gallagher.
Yeah, got the ball in his hands very quickly. A good job on the blocking scheme there up front, giving Gallagher a little extra look, and throws a strike to Dandini, does the rest on his own.
Gallagher to Dandini, good for 30 yards on the play. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils, just outside of 1st and goal. They've got 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. They find themselves at right hash. Shotgun formation, trips on the short side right. Gallagher the snap. Gray in one-on-one coverage to the left. Gallagher goes back corner of the end zone, reaches for it, and ruled incomplete. Gray must have been out of bounds. He possessed the football, but he must have been out of bounds on the white.
Play looked like the same thing they ran last week, and just throwing a little long. Gray couldn't corral it over there in the dark corner of the end zone.
Second down and 10 to go. Ball at the 11-yard line. Now I'm getting coaching from the truck. This
What happened?
is great.
Did I get scolded for using the A in the
No,
description
no,
of who we were?
actually, believe it or not, no. They're experiencing some technical difficulties on replay.
We're not.
They'll be back with us certainly soon. But their live coverage looks absolutely fantastic tonight.
It does.
As well over on Leominster TV. So a timeout taken on the field. 3:37 to play in the second quarter. 13-0 is the lead for the Rams. The Blue Devils knocking for the first time tonight. And they've got second down and 10 to go. Ball at the 12-yard line at right hash. Make it the 11 at right hash. Gallagher walks to the line. Deep back is Couch, the only back in the backfield. Gallagher goes under center. Gray is the split end off the left side of the formation. Travis Storm wide all the way to the left. Flags down at the snap of the football. Gallagher rolls out and throws. Passes swatted at the line and incomplete. And that was Alec Lindstrom. Dominic Wilkins style. No, not today. Swats it away from Gallagher. Pass incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10. There was a flag. We await the signal. Procedure called against the Blue Devils. Penalty declined. They'll say it's an illegal formation on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
Good job out there by Alec Lindstrom getting his paws up in that passing lane. It looks like he thought he could have batted that up in the air. He had a good beat on it, but a little frustration on his part that he wasn't able to pull off the interception after that batted pass.
3rd down and 10 to go. Ball at the 11-yard line at right hash. I formation. Gallagher in the gun, joined there by Couch. 3 receivers to the open side left. Single receiver is Link on the short side right. Gallagher asks for the ball. Got some time and throws. Little comeback screen for Storm. Through his hands and incomplete. And that'll bring up a 4th down and 10. And Coach Palazzi now faces a decision. Do you go for the first down, which you can get at the Ram 1-yard line, or do you send out Mike Foster and take 3 points at this point, because Foster's been pretty automatic this year from this range?
I don't see any movement yet standing around. I think we're going to have another timeout here while he thinks about it.
17, Mike Foster is on the sideline, not out on the field. Coach Palazzi does take a timeout.
Foster was warming up a moment or two ago into the kicking net over here on the near side. 13-0 Shepherd Hills lead. 3:26 to play here in the second quarter. Do you take the points? Do you go for the first down? That becomes the debate down on the field right now. Coming up at the half, about 3:26 from now, we've got a K-Zone Sports update. Sherman will bring us all of that. Sherman Whitman, that is, back in the K-Zone studios with an update around the world of sports. Kate's got a full staff. Number 1. We take a look at scores around the region tonight. A lot of great games out there. We'll get you some updates from them as we proceed at halftime, and we'll preview second half action. All that's coming up on our halftime show about 3:25 of playing time from now.
Big 4th down play here. Be a shame not to come away with any points. I'm sure Coach Palazzi has a play just for this type of situation. But going back to that last incomplete pass, number 4, Jake Jablocki out there. I think I saw his eyes widened out there. That was out in the flat, and that had pick 6 written all over it. He was trying to time it. He did get in there and break it up, but I know he was counting 6 and already planning the celebration when he saw that ball heading his direction.
Offense still on the field, empty set backfield, and Coach Chris Lindstrom is going to take the timeout and call his players over. So the Blue Devils showed a 5-wide set, empty backfield with Gallagher in the gun, and now the Rams want to talk things over. They take just a 30-second timeout. Over on the far sideline, Brendan McKeon talks to Coach Lindstrom and then heads back out onto the field.
And I'm sure what they're talking about was, we saw that similar situation last week where Noah Gray single side on the 5 wide, trying to draw one-on-one and then using his strength and size. And I'm sure that Coach over there on the Shepherd Hill sideline said, let's talk about this, about our coverage on Noah Gray. We've seen this a couple of times last week.
There we go, and Gray is in that single coverage on the short side right of the formation. Empty set, 3 receivers are wide to the left. Gallagher's in the gun with nobody back there with him. He asks for the football. Back to pass. Hit as he throws, and the pass is intercepted. intercepted by the linebacker Jack Heatherman, and he's on the return down the left sideline with nothing but room in front of him. He crosses midfield. Gallagher catches up and will take him down across midfield, across the Blue Devil 40, and down at the 36-yard line. A catastrophic hit on the throw on this fourth down play. Heatherman with the interception and huge return on the play across midfield and down at the Blue Devil 36-yard line. Disaster for the Blue Devils here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, and it looked like Shepherd Hill decided we're coming after Gallagher. We're not going to give him time to set up any kind of fade route into a corner of the end zone to Noah Gray, and work to perfection as far as they were concerned on the defensive side. Turned into a pick, almost a pick six, and Pat Gallagher tracking him down from the backside and tackling him over here on the sideline.
Rams.
That's a huge change in field position.
Yes, it is.
Huge.
Because, Bill Thomas, you are correct. It would have been one thing to give up the football deep in Ram territory and give them the long field to work with if you're not able to convert on fourth down. The interception is bad enough, but would have been inside the 5-yard line. Allowing that major return downfield just makes things go from bad to worse to worser.
Worser. A 60-yard change in field position there. About a 55-yard where the line of scrimmage was if that ball fell incomplete.
And the Blue Devils are trying to now on the near side. It's the offensive line that's trying to kind of gather themselves and try to talk things over. Austin McDonald is leading the conversation over here on the near side. Brendan Byrne, the center, in there. Zach Kalady, Christian Nunez, Wes Corliss there as well for the Blue Devils line as they try to get it together. And clearly the line of scrimmage has known they've been kind of the weak link, if you will, on both sides of the football, as week after week after week they take on these physical football teams and get manhandled on the field. So something certainly has got to give at this point in time. They got to draw a line in the sand, and they've got to give their offense some time. You got a sophomore quarterback back there now. You got to give him some time to do his job, as he's not going to move quite as crisply as a senior quarterback would. And last week they did a pretty good job of buying him that time. Not tonight.
No, and you're spot on in that analysis. And I think Algonquin's defense, size-wise, it doesn't quite match up to what we're seeing out here by Shepherd Hill.
And the Rams have the football. 1st and 10 at the Blue Devil 36-yard line at left hash. Wong Lee's under center in the double wing. Snap. Kevin Mensa's got the football as he turns the right corner. Crosses the 35 and dragged down at the 34-yard line. Goes for a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8.
Nice job there by the Blue Devils defense, but I can't speak enough about how we've seen that play rancid success in the past years by the Blue Devils. And with that reverse toss, then the quarterback becomes the lead blocker, and Wong Lee's got some size. He can lead that running back into the hole. Just makes things all that more difficult for the Blue Devils defensive line.
2nd down and 8 to go at the Blue Devil 34-yard line. Rams break the huddle. Now Wong Lee calls them back in. Now they break the huddle this time, and they stroll to the line. Jack Heatherman's the tight end off the left side. Wong Lee the snap, gave it to Gelb. Gelb finds his way into the center of the pack, crosses the 33 and dragged down around the 31-yard line. Gains a handful more. It'll be 3rd down and 5. They need to move the football to the Blue Devil 26-yard line for a 1st down as this Ram drive goes right to left here in the 2nd quarter, or left to right for those of you joining us on Leominster TV.
Once again, Isaac Phillips in there with the first hit, wraps up a leg and held on until he gets some help, but good job by Phillips to make initial contact and slow down that rush.
Right now, pickups of 2 and 3 yards respectively. Big victories for that Blue Devil defensive line.
Under center. Wong Lee the snap, puts it in the breadbasket of Magnus, who comes right to left, turning left corner, crossing the 30-yard line, cut down around the shins, and down he goes. But he has already got a Ram 1st down at the Blue Devil 25-yard line. 1st down and 10 they go.
Yeah, when that running back is running that sweep and he gets out there to the cornerback spot, usually it's positive yardage. Mike Viola cutting him down, but not before they gain the 4+ yards they needed for the 1st down.
Wong Lee back to pass on 1st down, stretches the sideline, passes intercepted by Anthony Dandini in the end zone. He did, and the signal is a touchback.
Didn't carry it to the ground, but it looks like they're going to give it to him.
He also landed on the pavement.
The concrete out there, maybe that's why they gave it to him. He held it enough until he went through the ropes, basically.
And it is an interception for Anthony Dandini. Wong Lee back to pass, went long down the left sideline, overthrew his receiver, and it was picked off in the end zone by Anthony Dandini. So the Blue Devils get a break here. 1st and 10, their own 20-yard line off the interception and the touchback. They'll be at right hash with 1:19 to play in the second quarter. They're chasing 13. It's 13-0 Shepherd Hill. In the grand scheme of things, a lot of football to play. 13's not all that much, but Leominster needs more than one play to work. They need play after play to develop a little momentum out on the field.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. They will get the opening kickoff to start the second half also.
Gallagher's in the gun on 1st and 10 in his own 20-yard line at right hash, going left to right here on the K-zone. And there was some jockeying back and forth along the line, and Coach Lindstrom takes the timeout. Jack Heatherman wanted a false start on somebody. He said somebody flinched on the left side of the line after he had danced in forward. The officials granted the timeout to Coach Lindstrom over on the far side for the Rams.
I wonder how much the officials will let him do that. There is such a thing as a defensive player causing the offensive player to react. Depends how if he gets in the neutral zone. We'll have to watch for that here as the game progresses.
It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Rams, for the Blue Devils at their own 20-yard line at right hash. Shotgun formation, Couch is in the backfield joining Gallagher. 4 receivers set, 2 to either side of the formation. Gallagher scans, and now back to pass. Time throw, short pass complete for Dandini. Across the 25 and dragged down at the 27-yard line.
Does not get out of bounds there over on the near sideline. Kind of a mistake there by Dandini not to angle himself out. Clock's going to continue to run here as first half is winding down.
Yeah, under a minute now to play here in quarter number 2. Back to pass, Gallagher on 2nd down and 3. Dart thrown complete for Noah Gray. Shed a defender across the 35. Now at the 40. Still on his feet. Going the wrong way downfield, though. Dragged down back across the 38-yard line. And Dandini landed awkwardly. It's a Blue Devil 1st down. But Dandini looked like a wishbone as one went one way and one went the other with his legs. And he is down on the turf on the Blue Devil sideline.
I didn't see. No, that's Noah Gray down there. Dandini's on the
Noah
field.
Gray, excuse me.
Noah Gray trying to get out of bounds. I think he should have just turned it upfield, but he got stretched about 4 different directions there. An attempt to get to the sideline. Hopefully just a cramp. He's popping up now, but felt like a Thanksgiving wishbone there sitting around the evening dessert table with who's going to get the biggest side of the leg.
And Gray is up and off on his own power, gasping for breath. He did achieve a Blue Devil 1st down, did Noah Gray. 1st down and 10 to go. Gallagher is in the gun with Couch. 4 receivers set across the formation. Gallagher's back to pass with some time. Gets a last block from Couch. Throws to the sideline complete for Alan Link. And he's out of bounds, stopping the clock after a short gain across the 40 at the 41-yard line. Give it a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7 to go. Blue Devil 41 at right hash.
Good job by Link there, coming back to the play. If you see your quarterback's in trouble, you got to work your way back to him and working that sideline and get himself out of bounds to stop the clock.
2nd down, 7 to go. 41-yard line at right hash. Gallagher's in the gun, Couch in the backfield at his left. 3 receivers open side left. Single receiver in one-on-one coverage to the near side is Fusco on the snap of the football. Back to pass Gallagher and immediately flings it away. He almost took off Bob Cross over on the bench. 340th game tonight, and he almost caught a pass over there on the near sideline.
He gave us the high sign, though. He's okay.
Would have been his first reception.
Oh, my.
Stay alert down there, Bob.
Catch your breath, Bob.
It'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 to go. Ball at the Blue Devil 41-yard line at right hash.
That's what you call throwing the ball out of bounds, into the stands. Heads up down there, Bob.
He didn't waste any time, did Gallagher. Clearly that play did not develop as quickly as he needed it to. Blue Devils need to advance the football to their own 48-yard line for a 1st down. Gallagher's in a gun. 3 receivers set. 2 to the near side right. Single receiver out wide to the left is Link. Gray shifts in motion. Now drops back for a little screen. Gallagher back, swings the pass out complete. Gray makes the catch, gets the right sideline, but is immediately out of bounds. It stops the clock with 15 seconds to play here in the second quarter. 13-0 is Shepherd Hill's lead. They look like they're in pretty good position to take that lead into halftime. 4th down and 5 to go for the Blue Devils. What do they do here with 15 seconds to play? chance for 2 plays if you can convert the first down.
Yeah, possibly. And I think you just picked some really low-hanging fruit there, Todd. But I don't know if we have a 13-point play in the scorebook here, in the playbook. But it would be nice to finish the half off with some type of big play to carry some momentum into the halftime locker room.
And Leominster certainly has made that one of their specialties when they have struggled this year. They have found something right before halftime to build on and not able to do it thus far. Here's 4th and 5, and Coach Lindstrom grabs a timeout. He waited till just before the snap of the football, and he leaned into the wing official. Timeout. And so they'll take their last timeout here. 15 seconds to play here in the second quarter. 13-0. Shepherd Hill on top of Leominster, and a last-minute conversation here for the Rams defensively. Maybe they want to avoid a multi-process play like a hook and ladder or something where the lateral may be built in. Coach Palazzi not afraid to go deep into the playbook near halftime.
Yeah, but I think one of the problems we're seeing with the Blue Devils passing game time is Pat Gallagher just hasn't had any time, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Shepherd Hill front 7 just pin their ears back, come after Gallagher, not give him time to set anything up here. You know he's probably going to be looking for Noah Gray. He's been his favorite receiver, and he locks on him when it looks like that's where the play's going. I fully expect to see all-out pressure right here as the half's winding down. Just don't give Gallagher anything to throw to.
4th down and 5 to go. Ball located at the Blue Devil 43-yard line. Gallagher's in a gun. 3 receivers at the open side left. Single receivers Noah Gray on the short side right. Gallagher asks for the football. Back to pass. Backpedaling still. Faked the throw, took it down, and he got bent in half awkwardly going to the ground. Ouch. Down he goes in the hands of Lindstrom. He lost his helmet.
Twisted up.
Ouch.
Twisted up is the only way to put it.
And Pat Gallagher.
He's lucky he didn't lose the football there either, because that ball was out there. As he went down, the ball, knee down and then ball, but Pat Gallagher just twisted up there. And it looked like a screen pass. The defensive line were allowed to come in on him, but just nothing there. And Gallagher's over here checking his teeth, I think, and trying to catch his breath.
I got to be honest, that pretty much is a summary of how this has gone tonight for the Blue Devils thus far. This full moon is killing them out on the field thus far. Boy. So the Rams get the football, 4 seconds to play in the half. They've got 1st and 10. And if I know Coach Chris Lindstrom, he might try something here because he likes to keep his foot firmly on the throat of his opposition. In tight, though, Wong Lee the snap, puts the handoff into the hands of Kevin Mensah. And Mensah's got some room. He'll cut back in across the numbers at the 20-yard line, taken down, 000s on the board, and mercifully, that's the end of the first half of play. The walking wounded go the Blue Devils to the tunnel for halftime. 13-0 Shepherd Hill's lead, and it has felt like a very dominating first half for Rams. All Ram control in that first half of play.
This is Leominster TV's 20 Games for 20 Years. Our celebration continues as we return to the action.
Defensively, got to figure out a way to plug those holes, fight off those blocks, and slow down that Rams running game.
Got to win the battle at the line of scrimmage here in the second half. No question about that, and that's on both sides of the football. They need some help on the defensive side. They need some help on the offensive side, and the linemen know it. We saw them going at one another, trying to get each other fired up, trying to find some momentum here on the near sideline, and haven't been able to actually physically do it. They need to match what they know they need to do mentally with what they're doing physically.
Yeah, I mean, we saw, Pat Gallagher take a really bad hit there, and luckily he didn't lose the football as he was twisted to the ground. He's out here warming up. He looks okay. Him and Noah are playing catch. I fully expect him to be under center, but he hasn't looked at anything like he did last week, and he just hasn't had the time. The Rams have been pressuring him on every time he drops back.
Tight bunch formation as Tondel has the football. The 40-yard line at our right, ready to start this second half of action. Tondel's got the arm in the air, real tight. Everybody bunched to one half of the field as you look at it laterally. And here we go. Tondal's on the approach, and he launches the ball down the field. Right to left swing. It'll be returned by Travis Storm from his own 5-yard line. Storm at the head of steam as he travels across the 20, wrapped across the waist and taken down at the 23-yard line. So it'll be a 1st and 10 Blue Devils, their own 23, going left to right here on the K-Zone, or right to left for those of you joining us on Leominster TV tonight. Happy to have you with us. Derek doing a great job pushing the buttons back in the studio for those of us here on the K-Zone, and the great volunteer staff of Leominster TV led by Jack Selly, Bradley Bedard, and a host of others, bringing you the great pictures tonight live on Leominster TV as well.
Good job by the Rams kickoff team there. Obviously, they've worked on that extensively. Directional kicking and stacking the left side of the field on their coverage, giving the Blue Devils a long field.
1st and 10, their own 23, and Gallagher asks for the football and gives it out of the gun to Couch. Forward he goes across the 25 and dragged down at the 26-yard line. Gain 3, 2nd down and 7. Our opening second half kickoff is brought to you by Fidelity Bank of Leominster. The idea that businesses do well creates a brighter today and tomorrow for everyone involved. It's a win-win-win. Now, who doesn't like that? Your Fidelity Bank, helping you get where you want to be with heart. 2nd down, 7 to go for the Blue Devils, their own 27 at right hash. In the gun, Gallagher, 4 receivers evenly distributed. The snap, Couch gets the carry. Forward he goes across the 30 and dragged down around the 33-yard line. It's a handful more gain, then it'll be 3rd down and about a yard.
You know, I like the approach we're seeing here coming out of the start second half. Let's keep the ball on the ground. See if we can't use up some clock and maybe wear down the Rams defensively a little bit, then open up a little more options when it comes to the passing game.
Play comes in from the near sideline. Travis Storm gives that play to the sophomore quarterback, Pat Gallagher, who comes to the line out of an I. Dandini, the down fullback, dotting the I is Couch. Gallagher goes under center with a receiver to either side. Storm is in one-on-one coverage to the right of the formation. Here's the snap. Gallagher puts it in the hands of Dandini, immediately taken down to the turf. May have a short gain on the play, half-yard at best. It'll be a 4th down and very short for the Blue Devils.
No, we might have to need a measurement here. We're going to eyeball this.
And the officials are going to ask for the chains over on the far side. So they are going to bring them in. The chains marked it around the 33.5-yard line. As we look at the football down on the near side, hard to tell from our angle. Looks like it's right about the 33, maybe just a little past the 33. I don't know if they've quite got the 33.5. I like 4th and inches here. We'll see what happens when they stretch out the chains.
I'm going with Derek, got it by the nose of the football.
Nice camera angle by Blake Curry for LTV, and now I believe up to Bradley Bedard. Nice job following that chain gang down, gentlemen.
Here we go. There's
Blake's certainly not shy getting on the
football.
And they did get the 1st down by the nose of the football. Yes, they did. This gas bill, Thomas. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. They certainly need it at their own 33-yard line at right hash. So they were able to reset the chains once on this drive.
If you had said nose of the football, I would have said, no, I think they're going to be short.
They're going to be short? Yeah. That's how it goes. You take a
One
guess.
of us had to be right.
Absolutely, 50-50 shot. We had it surrounded.
Cover all our bases.
1st and 10, their own 33 at right hash, going left to right. Gallagher's in a gun, 3 receivers at the wide side left. Noah Gray, single receiver at the short side right. Whistles kill the play on the snap. Coach Palazzi, I believe, wanted no. And they call procedure against the Blue Devils. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, and he's incensed. I believe he wanted a timeout.
Whatever he wanted, he didn't get, and he's not real happy about it.
Thought about spiking the headset, kept it in his hands. I mean, we're talking Gronk spike was where that thing was going.
Yep.
And Coach Palazzi not happy. Hands to the sky, looking for somebody to explain it to him. He was looking for Billy DiGregorio to explain it to him, Dean of Students. He was looking for any explanation from anybody he could have gotten.
Not getting what he wanted, that's for sure.
5-yard loss on the play, 1st and 15 for the Blue Devils, 28-yard line at right hash. 3 receivers wide side to the left. Noah Gray still the one-on-one coverage at the short side right. Gallagher's back to pass. Swatted out and sacked. Down he goes. Orlando Loggins in the backfield and says, not today. And he swallowed him up, Yogi Bear style. Bear hugging down to the ground.
Big boy Loggins. And I was just watching. I was kind of zeroing in on the defensive line there. A little stunt move, and you don't see that a lot where the linemen will cross over just to confuse the blocking, and time it worked for him, worked their way into the backfield. Gallagher with no time at all to look downfield.
Oh, boy.
Drive going the wrong way now. Second down and 24, and back to the Blue Devil 19-yard line now at right hash. Gallagher's in a gun, Couch back there with him, 4-receiver stretch on the formation. Noah Gray, slot receiver to the right of the formation. Anthony Dandini, slot receiver to the left. Gallagher asks for the football on second, very long. Gives it to Couch. Couch gashes the defense. Wide open the middle he goes. 30, 35, and dragged down at the 40-yard line. Gains back everything lost and about 7 positive yards. Gain of 20 on the play. And it will be third down and about 4 to go.
And that's why that draw is designed like that. And Couch actually ran into the spot where the defensive lineman stunted out of to loop around the blocks on the ends. And that's right where Couch took it up the middle. Nice 20-yard gain there.
Best run for Couch in a while as he found a lot of wide open real estate. Nice job with the blocks as well, helping him out up front.
Yeah, good offensive play call, and I'm sure the coaches up here in the booth will see the same thing we are.
3rd and 3 out of an eye. Dandini with Couch dotting. Gallagher's under center. Defense showing blitz. They do, but the handoff late. Give it to Couch. Couch wide open left side of the field. He's got midfield on a first down, across the 45 of the Rams, and out of bounds at the Ram 43-yard line. Wide open on a gain of 17. Adam Couch, back-to-back rushes.
Good job slashing off the left side of that line. What I will say to Adam, when you get stuck on the sideline over there and you're outmanned 3 or 4 to 1, you might just want to cruise your way out of bounds. He took a really hard hit there by a couple of Rams at the end of that play, but nice run by Adam Couch. Back-to-back runs, actually.
A Blue Devil 1st and 10 at the Ram 43-yard line at left hash. Gallagher out of an eye. Dandini with Couch dotting. 2 receivers to the open side right of the formation. Gallagher's going to go under center. Scans the line. He asks for the football. Fake the handoff to Dandini. Gave it to Couch for a 3rd time. Couch back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Maybe a short loss. 2nd down, we'll call it 11.
Yeah, nothing up the middle there, and a good job by the interior defense. And Orlando Loggins playing defensive end there. Saw him in at fullback on the offensive side, but definitely got some speed and strength there anchoring that defensive line for the Rams.
Make it a 2nd and 12. Ball to the 44-yard line at left hash. Leominster wearing the home royal blue, tops and bottoms trimmed in white. A little bit of pink out there as well for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The classic white Blue Devil helmets with the single royal blue stripe up the center. Gallagher in a gun. 4 receivers evenly distributed. Dandini in the backfield. Gallagher back to pass on 2nd and 12. Slings a pass out to the right, complete for Travis Storm. Zigzags his way across the 40 and shoved out of bounds at the 35-yard line. A little extracurricular after that gain of 10. And it will bring up a 3rd down and short to go. 3rd, and we'll call it about 2.
Brendan McKeon out here on defense, rolling up to Mike Foster, doing a little practicing with the field goal net and the stationary tee. But good job there by Strom to gain some positive yards, bring up 3rd and short.
3rd down, 2 to go. Lots of plays in the playbook, lots of options on 3rd and short. Not a lot of options on 3rd and long, as coaches will tell you. Gray will split himself wide to the left. Couch is going to be slot to the left of the formation. Then Travis Storm slot to the right. Allen Link wide right on the short side. Gallagher in the gun with Dandini in the backfield. And Coach Palazzi takes a 30-second timeout to discuss this big 3rd down and 2 play to go.
Yeah, I didn't like what he saw, something on the matchups there. Decided he wanted to reconsider that play call. You know, working with a young quarterback, you can't expect him to change the play and kind of read that himself. Good job by Coach Palazzi here. You know, teaching Pat Gallagher what he needs to do, what he needs to recognize. I'm sure he's talking to him about that, what he saw. And we're coming out here for, once again, a big 3rd down play here.
Checking the time and temperature is brought to you by North End Mazda. Find them online at buynorthend.com. 43 degrees under clear skies, 8:21 on a Friday night, October the 14th, and happy to have you with us here at historic Doyle Field, last regular season home game. On the road for the rest of the year for the Blue Devils, chasing 13 and badly needing this win. Deep back is Couch on 3rd down and short. He's going to get the pitch coming to the right of the formation on the short side. Ducks his shoulder to the 35-yard line. And Coach Palazzi looks like he's screaming at the blocking scheme there, as I think Couch ended up by himself coming up to that short right side of the formation.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on there, but I will tell you, a lot of the offensive plays, looking at their wristbands and their play calls, they got a chart that they're wearing. And I'm not really sure everybody knew what page should be on there.
No gain on the play. 4th down and 2 to go. Blue Devils find themselves at the Ram 46-yard line. They need the 44 for the first down.
Coming out of this play with a hand clap, and I think everybody knows what's going to happen this time, and expecting maybe a little dose of Dandini up the middle, or maybe Gallagher on the keeper.
It's an eye backfield, and Coach Chris Lindstrom says timeout. He wants to talk to his team over on the sideline. Was looking at that eye on 4th down and short to go for the Blue Devils. This was a standard conventional eye with a couple of receivers set out in formation. We'll see what comes out of this timeout. 4:47 to play in the third quarter. Shepherd Hill's lead is 13-0. All those points scored in the first half of action. And the Blue Devils have done a good job to control this football from the kickoff of the second half. So certainly has been a reverse of fields. Shepherd Hill, remember, dominated the first quarter of action. The Blue Devils only with a couple of moments of possession in that first quarter as well.
Yeah, but the telling tale will be here if the Blue Devils can come away with points. Possession is one thing, but possession with no points ends up with a wasted offensive series, so to speak, because that's less time you're going to have to get the ball back. Kind of wondering if maybe the Rams weren't smelling out a little trickeration there on 4th down, and we know Coach Palazzi's not adverse to throwing the ball on 4th down, and maybe that's something that they saw there.
That he's not, but not out of a standard eye. Let's see what he does here as he sends it back onto the field. 4th down, a little bit longer than 2 to go. It's that standard eye formation again. At the 46-yard line of the Rams, going left to right. Gallagher out of the eye. Dandini shifts in motion. Couch the lone back. Here's the snap. Couch gets the carry. Cuts back, slowed down, spins. His head crossed the 35, but not much else. Turnover on downs. Blue Devils well short of the first. Rams football, 1st and 10 going right to left here on the K-Zone, or left to right on Leominster TV at their own 35-yard line, and futility down on the field for the Blue Devils trying to convert that 4th down.
Yeah, Jack Heatherman, he's been doing a lot of dancing around in that defensive line of scrimmage, disrupting the blocking schemes, and found himself a little crack in the offensive line, worked himself into the backfield, and the offensive lineman just couldn't stop him from getting into the backfield. Had Couch around the ankles even before he got to the line of scrimmage.
Coach Palazzi lighting into the offensive line over here on the near side. They were already screaming at one another. Meanwhile, back to action. 1st down. Kevin Mentz has got the football and bounces it out to the right sideline with some room across the 40, 45 at midfield, where he's angled out of bounds there. It'll be a 1st down for the Blue Devils, and that is as frustrated as I've seen Coach Palazzi in 6 years at the helm for Leominster.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Todd. Usually he leaves his coaches to coach in their different respective groups, and but he came over here and he just, in no uncertain terms, let the offensive line know what he thought about how at least they handled that one play there on 4th down.
And it's a 1st and 10 for the Rams right at midfield. Double wing formation. Ryan Wong Lee goes under center. Mentz is at the left wing. Snap, whistles, and flags kill the play. Procedure against the Rams this time. Loss of 5.
But I got to give Coach Palazzi credit. Right back to coaching. He might have missed that one play, but back on the sideline, trying to figure out how to get the ball back for his offense.
Ball back to the 45-yard line of the Rams at right hash. What are you doing?
I'm being a nudge.
Yeah.
You have a ring on, now I can.
Oh!
How about that?
You feel it throbbing every so often? She got that app on her phone?
I got to keep a little buzz. Yeah. On 1st and 15, here's the snap. The handoff went to Gelb, but Gelb powers his way for 5 yards back to the original line at midfield. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 to go.
You didn't know that ring came with an app. There's an app for that.
It turns out it's a little buzzer. It's like those ones there where you shake hands and get a little zap
exactly.
there. It's amazing how that works.
Right now, the Shepherd Hill Rams have 4 backs with 20 yards or more with multiple carries apiece. Right now, that ground game, pretty impressive.
2nd and 9 at the Blue Devil 49 at right hash. Here's the snap, handoff to the motion man. It was McKeon. Turns the left corner of the formation and is dragged down across the Blue Devil 45 at the 44-yard line. A chunk more gained. It'll be 3rd down and a long 3 to go.
Good job by the Rams there, stringing that out. McKeon recognizing he doesn't need to gain the edge to gain positive yardage, and turned it upfield, gained pretty much about 6 yards there, and a very manageable 3rd down here for the Rams.
You can hear the Blue Devils sideline trying to scream and holler and get some momentum going, trying to feed the defense here. 3rd down, 3 to go. need the ball at the Blue Devil 40 for a first. That double wing snap and the flip went to the motion man. Coming on the near side, it was Magnus from left corner, dives across the 40, short of the 35 at the 36-yard line. But that's enough for a Ram first down.
Yeah, good job by Magnus there. And now he subs out for Brendan McKeon, and they just keep rolling these fresh running backs in and out. Looks like Josh Gelb coming back into the game here at running back, and they always got fresh legs back there getting ready to take the ball in the next rushing play.
Under 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter, and the clock, the friends of the Rams, they're up 13-0. Wong Lee under center, the snap. Flip pitch, hands it back pocket style to Josh Gelb. Gelb forward he goes to about the 31-yard line, a gain of 5. Alec Lindstrom, the center, lost his helmet, so there'll be a new center in the game there. Never like to go to a backup center just for one play, but there will be a change on the center position as Lindstrom lost his helmet at the end of the play.
Now, that was quite an interesting play we saw there with the double handoff in close. Something they've worked on, because they ran that play to perfection. And you talk about the misdirection that leads to another misdirection, some good positive yardage off that play.
Well, and that's what's so tricky about the double wing. I mean, to the casual fan, you think, guys, they're running the ball every play. Just find the ball and stop it. But it's not that easy. Number one, if you're losing the game at the line of scrimmage, first and foremost, if you're not able to establish that line of scrimmage on the defensive end, then you have a situation where if you can't find the ball, if they have multiple fresh legs out there, it's a tall task.
Well, that's it, and you're tied up in your block, so you have trouble finding the ball.
Savvy coaching decision there by Coach Lindstrom.
Oh, I see what he did.
He wound that play clock down inside of 10 seconds, took a timeout, doesn't have to use, it was going to be the freshman, number 74, Alec Ambrosia, who's going to come in as the backup center. Instead, run the clock down, take the time off the clock, take the timeout, and your senior center's back on the field in Alec Lindstrom. Nice coaching move there. A little subtlety by Coach Lindstrom there.
And one of the things you have to remember, that exchange between the center and the quarterback, we laugh about it quite a bit, but it's so important.
And here's the snap to Wong Lee from Lindstrom. Flipped it into the hands of Mensah off the left side of center. Stumbles across the 30 and dragged down at the 26-yard line. And that's yet another Ram first down. Clock stopped temporarily as they reset the chains, but we'll be under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter in mere seconds. 13-0 Shepherd Hills lead. Their drive continues right to left here on the K-Zone, or left to right for those of you joining us on Leominster TV.
You talk about that coaching move. Right off the snap there, Lindstrom sealed off the left side and allowed the running back to go right through the center position where he had created a hole by using his size and strength to seal off the defensive line. Good coaching move there, which led to that first down.
That A-gap has been pretty big.
Yeah, it sure has.
Indeed, and under center goes Wong Lee on 1st and 10. The snap, and this time handoff goes into the middle of the pack. Looked like Gelb across the 25 and dragged down at the 24-yard line.
I didn't even see. I thought Mensah had the ball the way the defense was reacting there. And once again, it's just hard to pick up the ball with those in-close handoffs. Good fakes. And the players that don't have the ball are continuing to play as if they do, which really makes those types of plays successful.
Play gains a yard, 2nd down and 9. Rams need the Blue Devil 15-yard line for a first down as the clock winds under a minute here in quarter 3. 13-0 Shepherd Hills lead right now, and it feels insurmountable. Wong Lee the snap, hands to the motion man Magnus, already falling as he turns the left corner across the 25-yard line, across the 20 and dragged down at around the 17, maybe the 16-yard line. It'll be just shy of a first, 3rd and about a yard to go. We'll see if they even bother snapping this one.
And I know Kate's not keeping all the stats she keeps, but this rushing attack, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 1. I'm guessing this is 8 or 10 3rd and 1s that they have rolled up on here and been successful in pretty much every one of them, keeping the clock moving and moving those chains.
Wong Lee comes from Coach Lindstrom into the huddle. Under 10 seconds now to play in the third quarter. They do break the huddle. I'm surprised here. It looks like they're going to try to get the first down before the end of the quarter. Here's the snap. They do. Wong Lee keeps it himself. Blue Devils defense snuffed it out, and back they go. Christian Nunez led that attack up front. Got a little help on the inside. I see 22 there. The Blue Devils' Connor Marchand got his hat in there as well, helping out Nunez to finish off the play, and that's the way the quarter will end. 0-0's on the board. The team's change ends. The all-important fourth quarter of action when we come back. It's Shepherd Hill 13 and Leominster nothing, and more to come. You're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, WPKZ. Bonus coverage for our viewers on Leominster TV tonight. You've been seeing these great pictures. That volunteer staff led by Jack Selly, Bradley Bedard, and a host of others doing a great job tonight, giving you those looks all across the field. And I'll tell you, it's certainly been an interesting night for the Blue Devils, as you've been able to see. It's not gone the way Leominster has hoped. Frustration is setting in. Every win is important in the league right now. They found themselves in third in power rating coming into this week's action. Bill Thomas, a loss to the bottom team in your league is not going to help your playoff hopes. Remember, you're going to make the cut. Top 4 out of 6 make it.
Yeah, when you're talking about the bottom team, we're not talking a team that's or only got 1 win. You're talking from third on down, either 3-2 or 2-3.
Right.
At the end of the night, the 2 through 6 could all be 3-3, depending on how the other matchup goes between the other 3-2 and 2-3 teams. But a minor victory there, I think, in the third quarter. Unfortunately, Blue Devils couldn't put any points on the board of their own, but to keep the Rams out of the end zone, you know, a score would have been nice, but just wasn't in the cards.
Back to historic Doyle Field on the K-Zone. Todd Robbins with Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins. 13-0 the lead for Shepherd Hill. 4th down, 4 to go. Here's the snap. Kevin Mensah gets the handoff, bounces it out to the left side, turns left corner. He was hit as he crossed the 20-yard line. Loss on the play as he goes down. Turnover on downs. Blue Devils defense stands firm, and the offense gets the football. 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line. To left in this 4th quarter, or left to right for those of you joining us on Leominster TV. Key defensive play to start this all-important 4th quarter.
Yeah, good job by the defense out there, led by the corners out there. Mike Viola and friends stringing that out. And the defense rose to the occasion. We'll have to see if the offense can be inspired by the defensive play.
Here we go, 1st down and 10 for the Blue Devils. Shotgun formation for Gallagher. Couch in the backfield, 3 receivers set. Dandini and Gray wide to the left. And here comes Storm checking in motion from right to left. The end around handoff goes to Storm, who was the motion man. Turns left corner. He's hit and down he goes. No gain on the play. It will be 2nd down and 10. And Bill Thomas, it's time for our key staff of the second half, and it's brought to you by Franklin Professional Associates, your local source for all your professional staffing and hiring needs. With offices in downtown Leominster, their team is ready to take on your greatest staffing challenge to help your business compete and grow. Visit their website at franklinprofessionals.com. Our Franklin Professionals key staff of the second half, Bill Thomas.
I'm going to give it as a group to the Blue Devils defense. Great job there getting that ball turnover on downs there right here in the first play of the 4th quarter. But good job just slowing down the Rams offense and at least giving the Blue Devils offense a chance to get back in this game.
2nd and 11, back to pass. Gallagher flips it at the line, complete in the hands of Travis Storm. Nothing but wide open room in front of him. He's got the 40-yard line as he cuts to the left sideline at midfield. 40, 30, he's got Link carrying with him and 4 defenders to beat. Inside of the 5, he reaches, and he's marked short of the goal line. The officials staring at one another, weren't entirely certain, and they mark him short by 1/2 yard. An 82-yard run by Travis Storm, and that was all yak. It was pitch and catch. The pass may have traveled a yard. It will go down to the 82-yard.
You wonder what a yak is. It's not some animal that wandered out on the field. Yards after catch there by Travis Storm, and great job. Just kind of ran out of gas there down the sideline, and couldn't quite make the corner, but sets the Blue Devils up in great field position here on the 1-foot line.
Blue Devils with a chance to strike. An I formation, Couch dotting, Dandini the down fullback, and under center. Here's the snap from Gallagher. Gave it to Dandini. Leans a shoulder to the goal line. He's in. It's a Blue Devil touchdown.
That's just what the doctor ordered right there. Defense stops him, gets him the ball back, and big score quickly.
13-6, Shepherd Hill maintains the 7-point lead. Extra point pending here. Mike Foster does the kicking. Gallagher does the holding.
Big extra point too, seeing that Shepherd Hill left a point on the field in the first half.
Foster marks off the distance. Snap, Gallagher gets the ball down. Foster's kick is blocked. Loose football on the field. They cover it to kill it. And teams are going to come back up the field with 9:26 to play in the fourth quarter, and the score. Shepherd Hill 13 and Leominster 6. The teams exchange blocks. More to come. You're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, WPKZ.
Once again, the line not able to hold Shepherd Hill back and coming in full force there on that block. That was a team block right there.
Yes, it was, and another block, and now each team has had a block, one on either side of the field, and that 1 point no longer a difference. So as we continue in bonus coverage on Leominster TV, 13-6, the lead for Shepherd Hill on top of the Blue Devils. Leominster still chasing 7, and here comes the referee over to the near sideline.
Extra clock runoff there.
Back on the K-Zone, Todd Robbins with Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins as well. Happy to have you along with us. An amendment to the clock over on the near side. 9:41 to play in the fourth quarter is the official time. They do now put it up on the board.
Put 15 seconds back on. That'll help the Blue Devils, hopefully. See if it makes a difference here in the fourth quarter as the game winds down.
Coach Palazzi certainly didn't disagree with that.
Nope.
Got a little conversation going with the referee as he came over to let our clock operator Kenny O'Connell know to add a few seconds back to that clock. Mike Foster puts the right foot into it. Drives Kevin Mensah back, and over the shoulder, Willie Mays catch at his own 6, and now begins to return. And a lot of real estate. He runs by everybody. Goodbye, Kevin Mensah. Oh my God! It's a touchdown. Jubilation to just plain frustration for the Blue Devils out on the field. It's a grand touchdown.
Right up the middle of the field. Big hole. And I think we see where the Rams' directional kicking and sealing off one side of the field paid off for them. Fortunately for the Blue Devils, kicked it down the middle, and Mensah split the cover.
A 95-yard return for 6 for Kevin Mensah. Foster outkicked his coverage. Mensah made the over-the-shoulder catch, came full head of steam up the field, and ran by everybody. What a lane he found.
Yep, ran by and outran. Burst the speed there, but by the time he hit the 30-yard line, I think you were calling it, and I was just going, uh-oh, uh-oh.
Just yuck.
Nobody there to chase him down.
Jacob Tondel on the field. He's 1 of 2 on extra points tonight. Mick Sullivan does the holding. Coach Palazzi is screaming instructions from the sideline. Meanwhile, they're trying to get a football out onto the field.
I don't think Coach Palazzi doesn't want him kicking with the Blue Devil football, or how's that work?
I don't know, but they had to get the right ball on the field. They've got the right ball now, and so Sullivan will hold, Tondel will kick. This did lead to a block on the last touchdown. 19-6 pending the extra point, and now Coach Lindstrom burns a timeout.
A little confusion there. I'm not sure if he was concerned about the play clock with all the
dissension in the ranks,
football,
by the way, over on the far side, Bill Thomas. Sorry to step on you there, but
all right.
Coach Lindstrom and his assistant coaches are screaming at each other over on the far side of the field. One coach just got grabbed by another coach and taken off. I don't know what's going on over on the far side.
Not real sure.
Not a lot to be upset about when you're up 19-6, pending the extra point.
Maybe a little discussion about maybe going for 2, or exactly what the situation is, but
I can't
they're still winning. They're not going to take points off the board because they can't agree on the sideline, that's for sure.
I can say Coach Lindstrom for the Shepherd Hill Rams, notoriously an emotional coach, so I can only imagine that the same can be said for his assistant coaching staff. Usually when you have one, you've got an entire staff of very passionate, emotional guys. So emotions tend to run high over there, and so we'll see what comes out of it now.
It appears to be a conventional extra point. Sullivan back to hold. Tondel will mark off the distance. 9:26 to play in the fourth quarter. We're waiting on an extra point out of this Ram timeout. Good snap. Sullivan gets it down. Tondel puts a foot into it. And it's up and through. Teams come back up the field. 9:26 to play in the fourth quarter with the score. Shepherd Hill 20 and Leominster 6. More to come. You're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, WPKZ. Bonus coverage for our viewers on Leominster TV right now. Todd Robbins with Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins tonight. Happy to have you along with us here from historic Doyle Field. Full moon, and it's looked like it out on the field right now. Blue Devils finally get themselves back into the game with the score, put themselves within one possession of getting back to a level football game, and then they allow a Kevin Mensah kickoff return for a touchdown.
And it was like he was running downhill.
Yes, it was.
And the Blue Devils are running uphill. Couldn't catch it.
Back to historic Doyle Field on the K-Zone. Todd Robbins with Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins. Happy to have you along with us as well. Remember, Leominster TV has replays throughout the weekend of this one and all the action available on demand at Leominster.tv. And a return to the live Coach's Corner. A couple of week hiatus, Columbus Day in there. There was a wedding in there as well.
There was.
And, go figure, right? So we'll be back to live Coach's Corners this Monday night, October the 17th. Myself and Coach Palazzi, 6 o'clock on Leominster TV. That's Comcast Channel 8 and Verizon Channel 34. A little pooch kick for Tondel, out of bounds. An interesting choice.
Ugly.
I don't think that was the plan,
No.
but it went out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Coach Palazzi will get a choice of a re-kick or spot penalty.
Take the ball, what do they get, at the 40?
I'm
I'm not sure what we're going to have here.
I believe it's a penalty mark, so let's see what we got here.
5 from the spot.
Procedure signaled against the Rams. 5 yards is the mark, and it will be at the Blue Devil 40-yard line.
We'll take that field position, but you talk about the air coming out of the football sideline, the proverbial sideline over here in the Blue Devils. We'll have to see if they can answer quickly and get this momentum back on their side of the field.
First down and 10 for the Blue Devils. A gun, 3 receivers to the wide side left, one-on-one coverage at the short side right. Gallagher's back to pass. Defender in the backfield swats it away. That pass will go incomplete. The linebacker, Bailey Springer, into the backfield and in Gallagher's grill in a heartbeat.
And I will add, untouched through the Blue Devils offensive line there, just overmatched from the snap of the ball. And we're watching the Shepherd Hill Rams now jumping in and out of the gaps, and I think we're going to see a little more of that here in the fourth quarter. Just try to disrupt Pat Gallagher, and they're overrunning the offensive line. I don't see why they would change out of that.
Good opportunity to remind you as well, doubleheader action next week. Blue Devils taking on St. John's next Saturday, a 1 o'clock kickoff, countdown to kickoff 12:30 here on the K-Zone. That opens up our Friday night, and we go over to Crocker Field. A little Red Raider action, our first visit with them this year. Fitchburg and Marlboro Friday night, 7 o'clock at Crocker Field. Countdown to kickoff in its usual slot, 6:30 here on the K-Zone WPKZ. Bill Thomas, you'll be with us Friday night for that one, and an as-yet player to be named later will be joining us on the broadcast on Saturday next week as well for Leominster and St. John's.
I have a commitment on Saturday. I'm not getting married, but I'm attending another one. But and if you're wondering why we haven't mentioned Fitchburg tonight, they're playing at Westboro tomorrow.
Yes,
a 2
they
o'clock
are.
game. Westboro not playing under the lights. So if you're following Red Raider football, tomorrow 2 o'clock in Westboro.
Travis Storm got the catch on the last down from Gallagher. He's going to make a 3rd down and a yard to go at the 49. Here's the snap, the give for Dandini. Got some room, crosses midfield, dragged down at the Ram 48-yard line. It's a 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils at the Ram 47-yard line at left hash.
Good job by Dandini fighting off that initial contact behind the line of scrimmage. Something we've become very familiar with. Usually that first contact does not bring Dandini down, and fights beyond that to gain an additional 3 yards and the first down.
Here's a 1st down and 10 to go. Shotgun formation. Gallagher with Couch in the backfield and 4 receivers split out wide. Here's the snap from Gallagher. Give it to Couch. Couch ducks his head into the pack, battles his way into about the 45-yard line of the Rams. Goes as a gain of 2, and it'll be 2nd down and 8 to go. And Kate, you've got a special guest over here as well.
I do indeed have a special guest. Who are you, sir?
My name is Jordan.
Your name is Jordan. And who let you in here? How'd you get in here?
My grandpa.
Your grampy brought you. Who's your grampy?
Mike.
Mike Roberts. Did Mike Roberts bring you in here?
And they didn't even check his passport when he crossed into Leominster.
In the middle of hockey season, they let Grampy in here?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I think we need to let Jordan call this play here.
I know.
Jordan might bring a little luck. 2nd down and 8, and here's the snap. Gallagher faked the handoff, kept it himself. Back to the line he goes. No gain on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8 to go.
So Jordan, I know we're at a football game, but what is your favorite sport to play?
Probably hockey.
Probably hockey. What position do you play, sir?
I played defense.
You play defense. That's pretty awesome. Isn't that like, didn't Bobby Orr play defense?
He did.
I think he did. Ray Bork played
Ray
defense
Bork,
too,
probably,
right?
yeah.
Ray Bork.
Yeah.
We're dating ourselves when we talk about
I
Bobby
know,
Orr.
I
Even
know.
Ray Bork to a degree.
Well, that's pretty cool. Grampy brought you here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, who's your favorite hockey player?
Probably Tuca.
Tuukka Rask.
Excellent choice.
Nice.
3rd down and 8 to go in the gun. Gallagher with 3 receivers to his right. Back to pass, got some time. Floats to the far sideline looking for Noah Gray, who leaps and makes the catch across the 15-yard line and out of bounds at the Ram 11-yard line. First deep pitch and catch connected tonight. Gallagher to Gray over on the far side.
Jordan, can you let Todd know that was a 35-yard catch by Noah Gray? Can you say that?
35-yard catch by
Noah Gray.
Noah Gray.
Good
Excellent
job,
job,
Jordan.
Jordan.
Nice job.
You can have this job at any point in time you want it. 7:05 to play here in the 4th quarter. 20-6 is the lead for Shepherd Hill. And the Blue Devils driving here could potentially close it to a 1-score game once again with time winding down. Inside of 7 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Shotgun formation, Dandini, couch dotting. Gray goes, Gallagher under center. Travis Storm, the single receiver at the right, and whistles kill the play. Coach Palazzi saw something in the defense he didn't like, and he wants to talk to his sophomore quarterback, which gives us more time to visit with Jordan, who's joining us.
Jordan, can you imagine that anybody could talk as fast as Todd does? He talks really fast, doesn't he? I think, yeah, he does. Yeah, we all tell him. I made new friends over here. You guys just do your thing. I'm having fun with Jordan. He's way cooler than you guys. So Jordan, where do you go to school?
J.R. Briggs, Ashburnham.
Very cool, buddy.
That's what we were just looking at. Going to end up with an epileptic seizure. It's like watching strobe lights on her feet.
You know that Kate wanted those for the wedding?
I asked for those. I was told no.
Sometimes we have to.
You would have had to don the cheap sunglasses because the future's so bright. You need shades wearing those.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line of the Rams, going right to left for the Blue Devils, left to right for those of you joining us on Leominster TV. Double fake. Gallagher rolls out to his left, got some time, puts a little lob, and overthrows the tight end, Dylan Tanner, incomplete. And I'll bring up 2nd down and 10, wide open on that play.
On top of it, the defender fell down out there, chasing Dylan Tanner, and just overthrown. I think Pat Gallagher's eyes got a little big there, and probably could have held on to it just a second longer for that separation, and could have lofted it to a wide open Dylan Tanner in the corner of the end zone.
And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 to go. Gallagher into the huddle. See if the Blue Devils can find another opportunity here. Dylan Tanner was wide open on that last play. Now in shotgun formation, couch in the backfield. Go ahead.
That's Noah Gray territory there, running that same kind of play, using his size. He's uncovered here in this formation. We'll have to see how they roll out of this.
And Gray is slot to the left. Here's the snap. Gallagher the handoff, gave it to Couch, dipped it into the center of the formation, following the center, straight up the center of the field, and dragged down after a gain of about 6 on the play, maybe 7. It'll be 3rd down, about 3 to go.
Somehow came out of that pile there, and I thought he was going to get stopped with no gain. I think a good job by the Blue Devils just spreading the center of the Rams defense, giving Couch a little bit of running room.
3rd down, 4 to go from the 5-yard line. Blue Devils can get a 1st down without reaching the end zone, so a chance to reset the sticks if necessary at the 1-yard line. I formation is Dandini with Couch dotting. Under center goes Gallagher. A receiver in either end of the formation. Here's the snap. Double fake and the rollout left with some time. Gallagher's going to tuck and run. He's got some room. It's a race to the pylon, and he's in. It's a Blue Devil touchdown for Patrick Gallagher. And Coach Palazzi is immediately screaming on the sideline, reset for 2, reset for 2. He wants them to work quickly here. 20-12 the score. Shepherd Hill on top of Leominster. 5:44 to play in the 4th quarter. Blue Devils looking to reset the numbers. A 2-point conversion here would put them within 6 points of a tie.
Yeah, they're chasing 8 right now. Don't want to leave it up to the place kicker there after the way the Rams rushed in on that first extra point attempt. A better opportunity to get 2 here and you know, they need another score, and there's still an opportunity to go for 2 there if this one is not successful. A good job here, I think, by Coach Palazzi trying to put himself in the best position to win.
Alan Link's going to go one-on-one to the outside right, trip set up to the wide side left of the formation. Storm and Gray are slot to the left. Dandini's wide left in the formation. Gallagher asks for the football, handed it off, and now Gray gets it, swings it across the body, it's intercepted by Kevin Mensah. Mensah's on the run back, he can run this back for points, and he's got some room, angling across midfield. Noah Gray's trying to run him down, and he will. That 2-point conversion is no good. Pretty design, poor execution.
Yeah, and I think Mensah kind of smelled that, left Dandini open over there. I think that's who the intended receiver was. But just a lot of distance to cover with that pass in the flat like that. Looked pretty, but Mensah sniffed it out. Almost got himself 2 going the other way.
5:44 to play in the 4th quarter. 20-12. Shepherd Hill on top of Leominster, and more to come. You're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone. WPKZ. Bonus coverage for our viewers on Leominster TV tonight. Happy to have you along with us, Todd, Billy, and Kate, here for our bonus coverage this evening. And Bill Thomas, that was ugly. They could have used it.
Well, it could have been uglier.
Team photo.
Photo bombing here. Could have been uglier, but fortunately, Noah Gray, I don't know. If you had told me Noah Gray was going to run Mensah down from the backside, I would have never bet on it.
Back here on the K-Zone, Todd Robbins with Bill Thomas. Kate Robbins, happy to have you along with us as well. Blue Devils and Jordan as well. I apologize. Jordan joining us still here.
Jordan, are you still doing okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Football game's getting pretty good, pretty exciting. You're not really an excitable guy, though. You're pretty low-key.
Blue Devils looking for the onside kick here, and now whistles kill the play.
Coach P's not happy about that.
And Coach Palazzi incensed that they granted that timeout as the approach was already on as Foster had sent that pooch kick. The good news is Foster gets to check his distance here.
Yeah, and the Rams would have had that. They kind of had their hands team out there, and that ball was popped right up to Brendan McKeon. So I think it's a good timeout here.
Blake Curry getting really close in there. Nice camera angle. Be careful over there, Blake.
Sideline work. But I think that might turn out to work in the Blue Devils' favor there because they were not going to recover that onside kick.
Blake is just as tall as those other kids, so nobody's going to give him a hard time.
Gets himself in trouble every now and again over there, but
good. In the huddle,
that's a great look. That's what I like.
That's LTV over there on the sideline doing a great job.
Yes, indeed. Coach Lindstrom is an imposing figure over on that far side. Dylan Tanner, by the way, was set right at the 40-yard line, which is where the ball was going to get kicked. So I think he was going to kind of act as the wedge. He was going to go down and try to blow up whoever was going to get the football and or maybe make a move toward the football.
Good idea on that pooch kick, but it's only got to go 10, and that ball went 20.
Yes, it did.
And he basically out-kicked the coverage of whatever they were trying to do over here in the corner. Got to get that more up instead of downfield.
It's something that Foster has been working on in his game. He knows how to kick the ball deep. His place kicking is excellent on extra points and field goals, struggling with those short to intermediate squib kicks. Blue Devils will set up again. 3-point stance on the near side for Tanner. Here's the snap, hands, flag down on the play. It's fielded by one of the up men. It looked like Heatherman. Jack Heatherman made the play right at the 45-yard line of the Rams, but there is a flag down on the kickoff, and Coach Palazzi is just shaking his head as he goes back up the field.
Offside on the kicking team, probably across the line before contact with the football, trying to get downfield as quick as they could.
It's matter formation, but I mean...
as long as you got 6 on one side. Offside,
they call it offsides against the Blue Devils. The penalty is declined, and the Rams will take the football at their own 46-yard line at right hash, going left to right here on the K-Zone, or right to left. For those of you joining us on Leominster TV, 5:44 to play in the 4th quarter. 20-12 is the lead for Shepherd Hill. Not a lot of clock left. The clock right now is the friend of the Rams, and they're going to keep it on the ground. They're going to try to milk this one, run it out as best they possibly can to leave Leominster little to no time to work with.
Well, the coach is definitely putting it in the defense here, putting a lot of pressure on him too. So a couple of first downs and could be the ball game.
Wong Lee under center, snap, gave it to Gelb, and Dylan Tanner got low, and he stopped Gelb right in his tracks after he gained it 2.
Almost helmet to helmet there. Good job by Tanner, but Gelb lowering his head there, but Tanner able to work under it for that tackle.
Second down and 8 to go. Ball at the 48-yard line, about a half step inside of the right hash. They're going to take their time through each and every snap of the football. Will the Rams? No reason to rush, that's for certain.
They've been averaging about 4.5 minutes per offensive drive.
There's the snap, and the give went on the inside. There is a Ram first down. Zach Magnus on the carry. Found room up that A-gap across the 45 and down. Blue Devil 43-yard line.
I've got a very important question for Jordan. Jordan, are you ready?
Yeah.
Is it usually colder tonight at this football game or in the hockey rink when you're practicing?
It depends if it's ice hockey or street hockey, because
Okay.
ice hockey is colder because there's more ice.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy that it can get that cold inside a building? I've always been really concerned by that. It's always been, why would you want to wear a jacket inside a building, right? Yeah, it's kind of crazy to me. I don't know.
Why can't they make warm ice?
Here's the snap and the flip on the inside. Kevin Mensah with the carry. Dives across the 40 and dragged down at the 37-yard
And that's Billy Thomas. Why
Jordan,
can't they make warm
I gave you the
ice?
idea,
I know.
Jordan. Now make us all millionaires. Let's work on that.
Warm ice.
Warm ice. Doesn't that
Tell him,
defeat the
because then
purpose
it'd be
somewhere
water,
along the way?
Billy. Because then it'd be water.
A few heaters under the ice.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
It would make it much more enjoyable for the casual fan.
Come up with something, bring it to the Shark Tank, and let's all be millionaires.
An enterprising young man, potentially with the right financial backing as well, might I add.
He's already got the idea.
Second and 5, the snap. Zach Magnus with the carry. He'll turn left corner of the formation, dive across the 35 and down at the 34-yard line. He'll be a couple yards shy of a first down.
Player down here, Blue Devil.
Yes, it is. It
Can't
doesn't
get a
look
number.
good.
Looks like a lineman. Trying to see fifth. Is it 36? I believe it might be. Don't want to be too quick to call his number, but I think that might be Isaac Phillips down on the ground there.
Might have got rolled up on that play.
That's the worst as a lineman, getting rolled up on.
Something
Something you can't prevent.
Not that I've gone through it, but
No, but certainly something you can't
66,
prevent.
I'm sorry. That
60.
would be Christopher Jackson.
Yes.
Chris Jackson.
Chris Jackson.
Kind of got twisted up a little bit, getting helped off the field, but coming off under his own power for the most part.
So Jordan, I know that Grampy comes and watches you play hockey all the time. Do you ever go and watch Grampy play?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Is he fast or is he slow? Be honest.
Depends if he's playing by a player or by the
Oh. When is he slow?
ref.
Yeah, he's slow when he's reffing. Well, you know. Are you fast? Yeah, Jordan's
Do you
fast.
prefer ice hockey or street hockey? What is your favorite form of hockey?
Right now, street hockey, but probably ice hockey.
Zach Magnus gets the carry on 3rd and short, and forward he goes across the 30 and dragged down at the 28-yard line for another Ram first down. Clock stops on the first down, and now Coach Palazzi has to take a timeout to stop the clock. 3:22 to play in the fourth quarter. 20-12 is Shepherd Hill's lead. Right now, looking to just keep moving the clock forward and keep moving the chains. More they do both of those things, the less time Blue Devils have to get back in this game. Remember, at this point, at a 20-12 lead right now, that is an 8-point football game. So it is a one-possession game, but Leominster needs a touchdown and to convert for 2, all within the next 3:22.
Yeah, the key word in that statement is possession. And the Blue Devils don't have possession right now, and they're running short on timeouts. As much as stopping the clock, a good chance to try to get the Blue Devils defense to regroup. It's one more offensive first down by the Rams, and I think the Blue Devils are going to be out of opportunities.
Coming out of the timeout, Rams not in any kind of rush.
Big fan of the split screen over there on LTV.
Absolutely.
I really like that.
Each
Got
sideline.
some nice stuff tonight over there, guys.
Blue Devils sideline trying to pump up their defense. They want the ball back offensively. Got to make a stand right here on this series of downs.
And here it comes, first down and 10 to go. Longley the
Ball's on the
snap,
ground.
football's loose. Blue Devils may have been on top
I
of it.
think they might.
Officials converging, and they say it's Blue Devil football.
Whoa.
They tried to flip that little inside handoff, it got deflected, knocked down, and who's at the bottom of the pack? It looked like 64. Zach Kalady got down there. It might have also been 54. Dominic Vasquez, they were both right there next to one another.
Yeah, somebody got through on the right side of that defensive line and got a hand in there and disrupted that little pitch handoff. And luckily, one of the Blue Devils got on the ball. We'll just give that credit to the entire defense right there. Fired up, and I think that timeout might have given them that little extra boost they needed. We'll have to see if the offense can turn this around now.
They needed a break, and they have now given their offense an opportunity here, and the Blue Devils need to capitalize on it with 3:17 to play in the fourth quarter, chasing 8 at 20-12 Shepherd Hill right now. Leominster going from right to left or left to right for those of you joining us on Leominster TV. In the gun, Gallagher, 3 receivers to the left of the formation. Back pedals, throws, strike complete to the near side of the hands of Dandini. Across the 30 and dragged down at the 34-yard line. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Running that little inside screen there to Dandini in the slot, but I gotta believe you gotta look for Noah Gray out here. I think he's matched up with Menser anytime he goes down the field. Now Menser playing a cornerback, whatever side Noah Gray's on. We'll have to see if that matchup holds true here as the game winds down.
We'll have our fourth quarter in-game update coming to you in a minute. Colonial Field, exciting football game going there. We'll have an update in a moment. 2nd down, 6 to go. Back to pass Gallagher with some time, looks out, throws, pass deflected by the hands of Dandini and caught over on the far side by Alan Link. Totally a defensive catch, but he made the catch across the 40-yard line at the 41, and it's a Blue Devil first down.
Moving the chains on top of it. Great deflection there.
Not often.
The tip play.
It works in bat and ball sports.
Yeah.
It works in practice. Rarely does it work in real life.
Right now, Gallagher is 14 of 22 with the 210 yards passing.
And Gallagher is in the gun. Snapped on 1st and 10, back to pass. Looks short, looking for Noah Gray. Through his hands and incomplete. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Our in-game update brought to you by Dream Kitchens. When it's time to remodel your kitchen or bath, it's time to call Dream Kitchens and Baths of Leominster. 44 Meade Street in Leominster and online at dreamkitchens.net. Out to Colonial Field we go. 3rd quarter action there. Shrewsbury has mounted a comeback. Shrewsbury and Algonquin knotted at 21 late in the 3rd quarter. We'll have a final score on that coming up post-game, but 21 all, 3rd quarter update, Shrewsbury and Algonquin.
Last couple of weeks, Shrewsbury Colonials have been playing really nice football. They mounted a comeback against St. John's, but it wasn't enough right in the end, and they seem to be doing it again this week. They could be tough in the next couple of weeks.
2nd down, 10 to go. Gallagher with the snap, faked the handoff, kept it himself. Finds his way up the A gap, dancing across the 41 and down across the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. Give them a small handful. We'll call it 3rd down and 8 for the Blue Devils. Ball located at their own 43-yard line.
Trying to slow down that Rams rush. Did it a little bit, but a little too much dancing there. Allowed the defensive line to recover and swallow them up in the middle of the field.
Taking their time coming out of the huddle here. Clock winds under 2 minutes. 1:45 and counting remaining here in the 4th quarter. Leominster's chasing 8 at 20-12. Gallagher's in the gun, couch in the backfield with him. 4 receivers evenly distributed in the formation. Gallagher the snap, back to pass, hanging, steps up in the pocket. He's going to tuck the ball and run. Straight up the middle of the field he goes. He's dragged down at the Blue Devil side of midfield. Blue Devil 49.5, the mark. 4th down and about a yard to go. They need the Ram 49.5 for a first down.
Corralled there by 55, Mateo Balsito. Gallagher was well on his way to making a first down there, but good hip tackle by Balsito to stop him.
4th and a yard to go for the Blue Devils. Their own 49-yard line. They need the Ram 49 for the first. This is the football game right now. Out of an eye. Under center goes Gallagher with Dandini and Couch behind him. Snap. There's a flag down. There was a Ram offside at the snap of the football. The linebacker, Jack Heatherman, was offsides, and Kate says, and correctly points out, probably all night long he's been hedging his bets on the blind side. It's a 5-yard penalty against the Rams, and a first down for the Blue Devils into Ram territory.
Well, we talked about Heatherton in the first half, jumping into those gaps, trying to get the Blue Devils offense to move, and but neutral zone infraction right there, and that's what he gets.
He's been dancing there all night long. and pretty advantageous for the Blue Devils for him to get called for that now.
Yeah, and I'm not sure Dandini had the yards to gain for that first down on that play either.
I agree with you. 1st and 10 at the Ram 46, going right to left, and now a timeout taken by Coach Chris Lindstrom, stopping the clock with 41 seconds to play in the 4th quarter. 20-12 is the Ram lead. Blue Devils drive still alive. They still have a heartbeat here, looking for 8 points. They need the touchdown plus the 2-point conversion to tie this ball game up.
I think we got to look for Gallagher to Noah Gray right here. I mean, just see if Noah can use his size and strength and get himself a long ball downfield here. The Blue Devils really need to strike quickly. Only 41 seconds left in the game and running short on timeouts also.
1st down and 10 to go out of the Ram timeout. 3 receivers come to the wide side left of the formation. A single receiver is Noah Gray, one-on-one coverage to the right. Gallagher in a gun, standing at about midfield with Couch. There's the snap, back to pass. Gallagher hangs with some time, straight up the seam to nobody. Pass will fall incomplete. Alan Link gave up his route somewhere around the 25-yard line, and that pass falls incomplete. Kind of befuddling, to be honest.
Yeah, Link was running a crossing pattern, and Gallagher was thinking post down the field, and that's where the ball went, but that's not where Link was.
Gorgeous pass, though.
It was beautiful to the 10-yard line. 35 seconds to play here in the 4th quarter. 20-12, Shepherd Hills lead. Blue Devils all consulting their armbands to get the latest play call from Coach Palazzi. 2nd down and 10 to go from the Ram 46-yard line, middle of the field. 3 receivers off the left side of the formation. Noah Gray matches up with Kevin Mensah in the right side of the formation. Here's the snap, and Gallagher back to pass. All-out blitz, screen thrown back to the line. Complete to Travis Storm, across the 40, and dragged down at the 35-yard line. He's got another Blue Devil 1st down. And a nice job by Gallagher to let that rush close in on him and then flip it back at Travis Storm on the comeback screen.
Yeah, he's learning, and he just let that rush come in far enough, but you got to get the ball over that rush too, and those trees are falling on you. Sometimes it's hard to pick out that receiver, especially on a middle screen like that.
And Leominster takes a timeout with 28 seconds to play here in the 4th quarter. Coach Palazzi knows he might need one more big play on this drive to connect the ball down the field to get this into manageable distance to have some pops at the end zone.
Well, looking at the scoreboard too, the Blue Devils still have 1 timeout, so they can use the entire field here. They're not committed to the sideline, so they can pretty much work the ball into any part of the field and still have time to get a timeout and then do what they have to do with the sidelines if there's still yards to gain. But still a lot of moves strategy-wise here, and I'm sure Coach Palazzi's probably looking something down the middle, but I still think he's got to be looking for something for Noah Gray.
Not only that, you have a lot of things that need to go right. Not only do they need to get the ball in the end zone, they also need to be able to convert the 2-point conversion and go for the tie, as it were.
Here we go. 1st down and 10 for the Blue Devils. The Ram 35-yard line. 4 receivers, 3 out to the left. Gallagher back to pass, hanging with some time. Looks to the left side of the formation. Alan Link was being held up on, and no flags there as his route got stopped sharp along the left sideline. Defender was right there slowing him down. They may have said he was playing the football. It looked like 4 was the defender out in that formation there. Would have been Jake Zablocki downfield, tying things up.
Yeah, and 2 Blue Devils ended up in the same corner of that end zone, which also dragged an extra defender or 2 down in that vicinity also.
Last week we saw the officiating crew be pretty liberal with the pass interference calls. None tonight. I think that one may have warranted one.
Blue Devils making some switches, so Storm will be slot to the left of the formation here on 2nd down and 10. Gallagher back to pass with some time, floats downfield, looking for Noah Gray, jump ball, he gets the separation, woo! He's in the end zone, it's a Blue Devil touchdown!
Covered by Kevin Mensah, and he let Mensah blow by him.
A 35-yard pitch and catch.
Go figure that one out. Wow, but hey, that's what we've been looking for. We got to look for that strength and size, and you talk about D1 player against D1 player, classic matchup right there. That's really what people paid their money for, and one way or the other, they got their money's worth on that play.
Gallagher to Noah Gray for 35 yards, a jump ball and a touchdown, and it's 20-18. Shepherd Hills lead. 14 seconds to play in the fourth quarter, and the Blue Devils will go for 2 and the tie.
Be interested to see if they try to go power here or they spread 4 wide so they can still work in the middle. We're going to take a timeout here, so they really got to dig deep into the playbook here. This is a last chance effort right here.
And Coach Palazzi has already used his trick play for the 2-point conversions. The one that he described, he drew up on the cocktail napkins as he's driving to or from school or when he has a second. That was, of course, on the last 2-point conversion attempt on their previous touchdown, where they snapped the football, handed it to Couch. Couch flipped it to Gray, who was the motion man in a little reverse, and Gray set up to throw. He threw, but the pass was intercepted by Kevin Mensah there, so you're not going to go back there. But they certainly have some pretty plays in the playbook. We'll see what he's got for 2 points here.
Talk about a comeback right now for the Blue Devils. 3 touchdown drives in the fourth quarter. Only touchdowns of the night for them. All of them coming in the fourth quarter. Anthony Dandini, Pat Gallagher, and now Noah Gray, each with touchdowns in this quarter.
For the moment, you'll call it better late than never. Coming to the line, Blue Devils setting up in a traditional I formation. It's Dandini with Couch dotting. 2 receivers are off to the right of the formation. It's Storm and then Alan Link. Under center, double fake, roll out, tucking the ball, race for the pylon. Gallagher is in. The 2-point conversion is good. And with 14 seconds to play in the fourth quarter, it is Shepherd Hill 20 and Leominster 20. They draw even with 3 fourth quarter touchdowns and a 2-point conversion.
I'm calling onside kick, and then we have a field goal. That's what I've decided. Onside kick, field goal, ball game, 14 seconds. Let's do it.
I got to tell you, you talk about coming back from dead.
Leominster TV with the right call. It's a full moon tonight over Doyle Field.
Coming back from, and you know, let's go back to when Coach Palazzi come over and just tore into the offensive line. They have played like they've changed personnel in those uniforms. They've really came to play their hearts out here in the fourth quarter.
You can see the Blue Devil faithful all charged up. Whiteout conditions over in the student section tonight. All those white t-shirts over there, and wow, what a fourth quarter the Blue Devils have put together. I mean, let's face it, the first 3 quarters of this football game was a disaster. This fourth quarter is all of a sudden an entirely different team. As you said moments ago, Bill Thomas, 20-20, 14 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter.
Chop liver again.
I didn't say that at all.
Liver
He just used that
again.
phrase. Cite your sources.
Liver.
Mike Foster will set the ball on the T 40-yard line at our right. Remember, tie-breaking procedures are in effect here. It would be 10-yard line, similar to college. You would play ends, top and bottom, each team getting a possession. Foster, a little pooch kick, out of bounds. Coach Palazzi makes the catch. Flag down. It'll be 5 yards from the 35, so they'll get it at the 40.
Don't they listen?
Well, they tried, but just they got to work on that a little more, Kate.
Execute.
Did not want to kick it to Kevin Mensah.
Exactly.
Have him run away.
Better safe than sorry.
Anybody
everyone.
but Mensah.
Better safe than sorry.
Going to put the ball at the 40, much like the Blue Devils got it on their last possession when the Rams kicked the ball out of bounds. But still, this game is far from over right now.
14 seconds, and now the question is, what do the Rams have in their playbook that is explosive? They have explosive runs from those in-tight formations, but they've got to make something happen there. Do they have a pass play that can go downfield potentially? 14 seconds to play. Here's the double wing formation they've been using all night. Wong Lee is under center. Here's the snap. Inside give for Kevin Mensah with some room across midfield and cut down around the Blue Devil 44-yard line. Dylan Tanner with a touchdown-saving tackle there in the middle of the field.
First down stops the clock, so that's the only way
they have to clock if they're out of timeouts, and everyone just gets back to the line, settles, snap, and they spike the football, stopping the clock with 3 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter. 20-20 the score. Ryan Wong Lee, the quarterback, is over talking to Coach Lindstrom. 1 more play. That's all that's left in regulation.
What a ball game.
Unbelievable.
What a ball game.
Blue Devils have mounted a phenomenal comeback here late in the second half.
See if they've got the gas to pull it out.
1 more defensive stop needed to guarantee overtime. Shotgun formation for Ryan Wong Lee. Kevin Mensah in motion at the snap. Back to pass, Wong Lee, double move, short. Pass complete for Zach Magnus. The hit made by Dylan Tanner. Down they go. Fourth quarter over. Overtime here at historic Doyle Field. Teams knotted at 20 at the end of regulation.
Are we ready to put this in the instant classic category?
Wow.
But it's pretty close right now, Todd.
Oh my.
And I tell you, just a great play to end the game right there by Travis Storm, making sure, or Dylan Tanner, making sure no extra yards after the catch there. And overtime, here we go. We haven't had an overtime game in a while.
In a while. It's been a couple of years for sure.
I think it might have been a playoff game 3 or 4 years ago was the last time we had an overtime game.
I believe you are correct, Bill Thomas. And so they will play ends, top and bottom. Each team will get a possession, much the same way the college rules work. Okay, but instead of playing from the 25-yard line like they do in the NCAA, the MIA tiebreaker rule, the teams play from the 10-yard line. So they'll pick one end of the field. They'll play down that same end, and each team will get a possession on that end of the field. Here come the captains out onto the field.
Now, how do they pick the end? Is it really the coin toss? And that
same as
winner
you
of
would.
the
So
contest
the winner of the
gets
coin
to
toss gets to choose go first or go
either
second.
take the ball or which end of the field that
And
the
then they can
overtime
choose.
is going
That's
to be conducted.
correct. So usually if you win the toss, you try to go second because you want the opportunity to know what it is you have to do. And then after this coin toss, it will just alternate back and forth all the way to the end. Coach Palazzi out there with one of the assistant coaches also from Shepherd Hill.
They want to get this right.
Absolutely.
Quite sure.
Make sure everyone knows what they're supposed to do and what their options are should they win this coin toss.
You know, the Blue Devils would like to play in front of their fans in the band, if that's an option.
It would be to their benefit.
And I'm sure the Rams will move it down to the other end of the field and get away from the band if they can.
There is a certain point in time as well where after, I believe it's the second overtime, teams will be forced to go for two if they score as well.
No, I'm trying to think back to our last overtime. I think it might have been a Fitchburg game on Thanksgiving 5 years ago, maybe.
Or more, yeah, I remember that as well.
Could be even 6 years ago. I don't think either team was in the playoffs, and that was really, they were playing for pride at that time.
It looks like Shepherd Hill won the toss, and the Blue Devils are going to choose the end of play.
They want to get away from the band too.
And they're going to play down the far end. Interesting choice.
I agree.
Nobody down this end of the field. The Blue Devils faithful will move and go down there. Here comes the big white wave that's going to come flying down the field on whiteout night.
They don't realize where the ball's going to be spotted here, but I'm sure we're going to see a mass exodus to our right. And we see
Vice Principal Steve Dobzinski leading the charge, saying, "Okay, let's go.
Everybody.
Come on, everybody.
Time to
They're going to
move,
play down
everybody.
this end of the field."
They're jubilant down there about the tie game, but Steve's
Let's
saying,
go. The cheerleaders got the call. Let's go, everybody. Here they come.
Here comes the wave, the exodus downfield. Charges being left. We're going to begin overtime. 20-20 at the end of regulation. What a game thus far, and we are far from over. The Rams won the coin toss. They chose to go second in the overtime, and the Blue Devils chose to play on this end of the field. 4 pops from the 10-yard line. That's all you got, barring a penalty.
But you can kick a field goal, can't you?
That is correct.
Yes.
I formation. Under center, here's the snap. Double fake, Gallagher the rollout. On first down, he throws. Looking corner of the end zone. Allen Link reaches out, and he makes the catch. It is a Blue Devil touchdown. One play, one pitch, one catch, a 10-yard touchdown strike. Gallagher to Allen Link, who goes stretch Armstrong on the sideline. What a play.
So far down the corner there, I didn't even see the catch. Well, I could have watched the monitor, but who wants to watch the monitor? Just an unbelievable play right out of the first play of overtime. And I'm guessing that rollout by Gallagher, now the threat of him running, it helped to make that a successful play on top of it.
Bill Thomas, while we wait for the point after coming
Matty
up,
Houle.
Matt Houle checks in, listening to us as he's back prepping the locker room areas. The last overtime game was against Wachusett in 2011. Kyle Showtime Sanders with the big score at the tail end of that.
Thank you, Matty
Thank you, Matt Houle.
I knew it was
checking
about
in with
5
the
years ago.
information.
I
It's been
couldn't
a little
remember
while.
what game it was. But I think the 2010 Thanksgiving game might have went overtime
It did,
also.
as a matter of fact,
28-26, something in that
neighborhood. We had been here all day.
Stat guy
he was
on
right
that
here.
one,
That's
yeah.
correct. That was
Stat guy.
7
That was my
years
first
ago.
year. Yeah.
Leominster TV has just
Oh, no.
abandoned us.
Come back.
Oh, that is tragic.
Come back.
As
wait, what
Leominster
time is
TV,
it?
yeah,
they're back.
They're back,
Oh.
making some adjustments. Wow, that was almost heartbreaking. Stay with us wherever you are, joining us live on the radio on the K-Zone or on Leominster TV as well. 26-20, Leominster with the lead right now. Gallagher finds Alan Link, and now the Blue Devils going for 2 here. I formation, Dandini, Couch Dotting, under center. Here's the snap, fake the give. Gallagher with some time, throws, pass complete, raise in the end zone, 2-point conversion, it's good. Team's coming back up the field, 28-20. Blue Devils with the lead. And the teams will change over, and we'll do it again on this end of the field.
Wow.
What a start to overtime. What a fourth quarter, what an overtime. Who is this Blue Devil team? Because they weren't here for the first 3 quarters of the game.
I am speechless. Outscoring at this point 28-7 since halftime.
Can you imagine?
Unbelievable.
Can you imagine?
28,
Wow.
is that 28 unanswered?
I believe it
I'm trying to
was.
think.
I don't remember the last time Shepherd Hill scored was.
Not unanswered.
Oh,
The
they
Blue
mixed
Devils
one
had
in.
one.
Oh, the run back.
Oh, the run back
after
for the touchdown. Yeah,
Right,
that's correct.
right, the return.
All
But
right, here we go.
offensively, Rams shut down in the second half.
So playing left to right here, or right to left for those of you joining us on Leominster TV. Kevin Mensah gets the carry on 1st down and 10. Snuffed out and down he goes. That was a standard I formation from the Rams on their first opportunity from the 10-yard line. No gain on the play. 2nd down from the 10-yard line.
They got to do it 3 more times.
3 more defensive stands needed to prevent overtime number 2. 28-20, Leominster's lead. 3 more downs for the Rams to draw even. Double wing, Wong Lee the snap. Give it to Mensah. Mensah turns the right corner. Cut out in the backfield, taken down. Big defensive play there. Travis Storm steps up from the secondary and takes down Kevin Mensah. Loss on the play, back to the 15-yard line.
Plus 5.
Wow.
3rd down in overtime, now from the 15-yard line.
They've got 2 more cracks at this, and again, remember, not only do they need to get the score, they also need to convert for 2.
Crowd getting loud here at Doyle Field. Blue Devils are linked arm in arm on the near sideline. Defense has got to make the stand 2 more times. Coach Palazzi's running in. He's screaming for a timeout. The play snapped, and Coach Palazzi got granted the timeout.
Oh, wow.
And told them to step back.
Yeah, and told to get back across the numbers as well.
You don't want an on-field flag, but Coach Palazzi seeing something in that offensive formation he did not like.
Coach Lindstrom and his assistant coach on the far side screaming that timeout was granted by Coach Palazzi, but I believe he got it in at the last possible second. And now a sideline warning, the official frustrated on the near sideline, and everybody, the get back coach John Sabatelli down there.
I'd like to also then report, if you take a look at the other side
Yeah,
of
where
the
Coach
field,
Lindstrom and an assistant coach are inside the numbers on the far sideline.
We're going to have to back them up too.
And there's the sideline
Thank
warning to
you.
go with it as well.
But he's coming
And now Coach Lindstrom
farther.
wants to have a discussion, and now it's nose to nose over on the far side of the field, and official says, hey, take it or leave it, your choice.
Right.
Oh, good.
3rd down from the 15-yard line, bottom of the first overtime, if you will. 28-20 is the lead right now for the Blue Devils. 2 more defensive stops needed to prevent going further and sealing a win. Ryan Wong Lee in a double wing, under center now. Motion man was Gelb. Here's a rollout. He's going to throw. Looking downfield for Mensah. Mensah makes the catch, and he's in. Touchdown for the Rams.
Outrunning Noah Gray in the corner.
And it's 28-26. 2-point conversion needed now for the Rams to tie this ball game up.
Juan Lee just barely getting the ball off too under a heavy rush, but great pitch and catch. There's a ball game right here.
One more play needed. The 2-point conversion has to be good or the Blue Devils win.
They come to the line quick.
Now Wong Lee under center in the double wing. The snap, pitch it to Mensah. Mensah
Not gonna
stretching
get
the
it.
field. He's
Not
down.
gonna get it.
2-point conversion. No good. And the Blue Devils erupt. The wave onto the field. A huge win for the Blue Devils. A massive comeback. 28 points in the second half of the football game. Trailing 13-0 at halftime. And the Blue Devils are a winner in overtime tonight with a huge defensive play, stopping the 2-point conversion of Kevin Mensah. 28-26, Leominster's a winner tonight.
I'm speechless.
What a game!
I'm speechless. I think Jordan brought us some luck in the booth. That's what I think. Jordan,
my.
You're invited back. Well, we're not going to be
Anytime.
here for 3 weeks, but hopefully you'll be back. I mean, talk about a cardiac ending to a tremendous ball game. I don't know where the Blue Devils found the heart, but I think it all started with Coach Palazzi over here just laying into his offensive line. It just resonated through the team, and they stepped up, and that's what great teams do. And Leominster Blue Devils, talk about playoff football, we saw playoff football tonight.
Leominster improves to 4-2 and the Rams fall to 2-4. 6 weeks into this season, a huge overtime victory for the Blue Devils. The celebration ensues down on historic Doyle Field. Team shaking hands. What a football game and a tremendous comeback for the Blue Devils. For those of you that have been joining us on Leominster TV tonight, 28-26 is the final score here at historic Doyle Field. We want to thank all the great volunteers of Leominster TV under the direction of Jack Selly, Bradley Bedard, and a host of others. Thank them for their great work tonight. We'll see you next week out at St. John's on Leominster TV with replays available throughout the week and weekend. And the live Coach's Corner, 6 o'clock Monday night, October the 17th.
Wow, those are some fantastic memories preserved in the archive of Leominster TV. Whether celebrating the thrill of victory or capturing the agony of defeat, all of us at Leominster TV have endeavored to embody this recent quote from NBC broadcasting legend Bob Costas, who said in his 2018 induction speech at the National Baseball Hall of Fame, quote, "While the game is the thing and the players are the stars, how those games are perceived and remembered is often shaped by those who chronicle them." That quote from Bob Costas sums up our mission over the last 19 years and will continue to chart our course long into the future. The awesome responsibility of chronicling Leominster athletics is a tremendous honor that all of us at Leominster TV are proud to be a part of. Thank you so much for joining us on this celebration, 20 games for 20 years. I'm Todd Robbins. On behalf of my producer, Kate Robbins, archivist Jack Selly, editor Bradley Bedard, and all of us in the Leominster TV family, until next time, so long, everybody.
Black coffee, I'm in trouble. Black coffee, I see trouble. Man, 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 I'm not gonna get home. Black coffee, I'm so dizzy. Black coffee, please get busy. Oh, 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 nothing to get home. Black coffee, I'm in trouble. I'm so dizzy. Please get busy. Man, 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 I'm not gonna get home.